No, it'll go in a minute.
And it's mine's going live now.
Is it?
Yeah, mine's on. I'm live on my Facebook. I don't get a good angle.
Oh damn, we're live.
Get the CobraCast in the background there. I can't. Oh, there goes my camera.
Anyways, we're on the YouTube feed. John Montez is in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh man. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's I'm talking. It's fucking hot. Yeah, it's hot. Let's turn this
hot.
shit down.
Yeah,
It's
turn it down.
hot.
Oh, good Lord. Hey, the lighting is a lot better than in here last time. I think we were by candlelight last time. It was creeping me out.
No, it was
because we were with Julian, so it was kind of odd. Me and Julian sitting in a dark room with candles. That was just making me uncomfortable.
No, the thing was with I kind of everything's like a touch and go with this thing. It's like every episode you learn different things. Like okay, the lighting's a little off. The person's a little dark. You had a baseball hat on or something. You couldn't even see your face.
No, that was my hair.
Was that your hair?
I just cut my hair. Now I got the baseball hat and the Axl Rose, Brett McCormick look.
Oh, beautiful. Looks better like that anyways.
That's what everybody says. It makes me look younger, and I'm into being younger. I like younger. Younger's cool.
I'm almost 50, so for me, it's like, the short hair is like, plus I have it still.
Right.
And it's not all gray. It's all natural.
Well, for the people watching on my Facebook, there's a lot of people watching right now, so I'm just going to tell them real quick that this interview is a two-part thing. We're going to talk about the benefit coming up on Sunday, and Bobby's going to interview me about that. And then I have a huge announcement to make about Encore and the future of Encore. So it's like a Festivus. I have something to say to a bunch of people. So hopefully I'm going to do that. We're going to do that a little bit later, so that way it gives people a chance to get online and then we can get into the more pressing stuff about Ryan Holgerson first, and then the depressing stuff about Encore, if you will.
Hey, these people aren't going to come and try to burn my house down, are they? After you?
No, okay. No. At least, no, not that they usually attack me directly.
Oh, they attack. Oh, one of those, huh? Beautiful. Okay, I see how it works.
Yeah, man. I've got some Encore stories for everybody when we get into that stuff, man.
Encore stories.
Yeah, first band I ever had stalkers in.
What?
Yeah,
stalkers? Like from what? From like Lake Charles or something?
Actually, from Austin.
From Austin?
From Austin, and of all places, Austin.
Good Lord.
But yeah, Lake Charles is I wouldn't say Lake Charles. I love Lake Charles. I've got something to say about Lake Charles too. So hopefully we get some Lake Charles people watching, and put some messages. Put some messages on there and ask me and Bobby questions as we get into it. So Bobby, let's get into the
benefit.
Yes.
You got all the notes on the benefit, right? The band's playing and everything. Do you have all that?
I don't. I have it's all on my phone, and I'm using it right now.
All right, well, I have my phone, so
cool.
we'll go to.
I'm the only. I'm the one that booked it, and I don't know what's going on.
All right. So first of all, with Ryan, he's going for back surgery. That's the thing, right? That's the main thing.
Let me put this out so everyone can understand exactly what's happening. I've known Ryan Holgerson forever, going back to original music band days before cover bands ruined our lives.
Ooh.
And Ryan was in a band called Poor Man's Habit with a really good friend of mine named Josh Barnett, who was in another band with me at the same time called Madhouse with another good friend of mine named Ray Gibbons, who lives in Florida now. Anyway, so that's how I first met Ryan, and he was this incredible guitar player, but I've known him for a long, long time. Anyway, Ryan, like the rest of us, makes his living playing music for a living, for cash in hand, and he's going in for major back surgery on the 10th. The benefit's actually on the 9th, and it's going to put him out of commission for quite some time. And Ryan, being a professional musician, this is his trade. Like there's plumbers and lawyers, and we're musicians. It's going to put him out of business for a little while. So the point of the benefit is to try and raise as much funds as we can to help him and his family throughout this time where he's going to be at home recuperating and not being able to actually work. And Austin being the way it is about taking care of their musicians. I'll get into that later, too.
I'm just going to sit back and listen tonight.
I got some stuff to say, baby. There ain't no censorship on this one.
There you go. Okay.
Anyway,
you can curse on it if you need to.
As the city of Austin and their whatever wisdom, getting back to the point. So Ryan's going to be out for a while. And so I was asked to help put this benefit together. I've done quite a few of them in the past before, and they've been very successful. And so I went ahead and talked to our good friend over there, Jim Ostrander at Texas Miss, to host it.
Yo, Jim.
Jim is a great guy. Matter of fact, I was supposed to give him a plug tonight for the band. The bands we're playing. He's got Tantric and Another band.
Tantric and another band.
Playing and if you're listening to us and you got an extra $20 and live in Southeast Austin, go over there and buy a ticket. Go see it. Jim would appreciate it. Anywho, so Jim decided he could host it, and in particular, I was looking for a venue that already had a PA and lights set up, so it wouldn't cost us as much when it came to production. The last couple of benefits I've done like at Sherlock's and places like that, where you have to actually bring production.
Yeah, you got to bring all that stuff in,
and that can be a real huge pain in the butt. So we decided to have Texas Mist host it. And one of the things we're going to do is we're going to backline all the equipment for the bands to make it easier for the bands to get on and off, a la South by Southwest style. And so I booked about 10 acts, including mine and Ryan's, to come up and perform. We will have the show and the doors both open at noon. And Brett McCormick is the first artist to be playing that day.
Is there a cover?
No, there's no official cover, but what I'm asking everybody is to please donate at the door.
Okay, cool.
Donations at the door are very welcome.
Very cool.
It's not, we're not going to stop you at the door and say, $10 cover, you can't come in.
Right.
But you can donate, and I, strongly encourage everybody to donate at the door, whatever you can, 5, 10, 20, 100, whatever, 500, 1,000, poker chips, gold, silver,
bouillons,
gold, silver. I mean, if you got some expensive cell phones, we'll take those too, because you can pawn those.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Or PlayStations. No, PlayStation's still cool. I mean, I'm old, dude. I don't know.
I think the PlayStation 4 is still cool.
Okay, bring those. We can pawn those too. Get some money. But hi, Angie. She says hi. And anyway, so we have about 10 acts going on. There'll be music throughout the day, a bunch of different genres. We have, Texas country. We have a U2 tribute band.
I got the list right here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give me the list.
I'm gonna read the list.
Yes, I booked them all.
You booked them all. We got some popping going on. 12. Brett McCormick starts off. So they're 45-minute sets, I do believe.
45-minute sets with a 15-minute changeover.
Okay, so at 1 o'clock we have Morning Star, which is a classic rock band.
Yes.
2 o'clock, Fire Women. They were just up here. It's an all-female cult tribute band.
Jennifer.
And then at 3 p.m. is the Johnston Brothers, original blues rock. At 4.
Amazing musicians, by the way.
4 o'clock, my buddies in Rock Hard, 80s rock.
I love JJ. I love Rock Hard.
I love all those dudes.
I love those guys. Those guys are amazing. Rock Hard is awesome.
And then my boy at 5 o'clock, Kenny Sherritts with his new band Super Fleek.
Super Fleek. He's a super.
I'll tell you, man, they're like, if you're a dancing fool, go check out Super Fleek and shake your booties down there.
They're like the Police meets. How would I explain that? Like the Police style of musicians, really great musicians, playing some really good dance stuff.
Yeah, so if you're into dancing, that's where you want to check that out.
Yeah.
And then at 6 p.m. we have Zoo TV. That's
the U2 tribute band. My boy Brian Delury and David Houston.
Yeah, David Houston. Yeah,
former Encore players, by the way.
And then at 7 p.m. Speaking of Encore.
Yeah.
And then we'll pass right by that real quick.
Who put them at 7 o'clock?
I don't know. Whoever's booking this needs to be smacked. 8 o'clock, Sunday All Stars.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, why don't you explain that one?
That's the one that everyone really needs to get there. If for you can't mess this show. This particular one. This is Ryan is actually his band. Sunday All Stars. That they go back a few months back, probably a year or so, maybe a couple of years. They were doing this Sunday Fun Days around town, and the band consisted of Robert Wagner of Suede, Adrian Paratori, LC Rocks, Kenny Sherritts of Everybody, and
of everybody.
Kenny is just the most amazing. I talked to him on the way up. I talked to him on the way over here. Yeah. He must have knew I was going to talk about it. He's like calls me right up.
I'll talk about him on every podcast. I swear to God, I do. It's crazy.
And then
always pumping his drum channel.
And then of course Ryan Holgerson on guitar. Now this set in particular, obviously it's gonna be the last set that Ryan plays before he goes into his surgery. So it's a very special set that everyone needs to be a part of. And one of the things I was able to do is Ryan has just like all of us, we all have a ton of influences. And if you grew up in Austin, I've been around Austin since the 80s, like me and Ryan, for example, then you know one band in particular in our style of music called the Dangerous Toys, and how influential they were on all of us, including me. And anyway, the thing is, Ryan and I, like I said, we grew up, we cut our teeth on Broken Teeth. No pun intended, Broken Teeth. Dangerous Toys. Go ahead and slap me now. We were listening to Broken Teeth earlier, so that's why it's still in my head. On Dangerous Toys. And so I actually messaged one of the guitar players, Mr. Scotty Turbo Dalhoover, and Paul Lydell, the other guitar player, are going to sit in with the All-Stars.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We missed something.
What did we miss?
Speaking of Paul, isn't 99 Crimes playing?
Yeah, they're the headliners.
I didn't get to those guys.
Yeah.
I missed them. Oh, they were next.
They were
after
next.
the Sunday All-Stars. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I interrupted you. That's what it was.
No.
I'm good at that. So on that, we're gonna have special appearances by both guitar players of the Dangerous Toys, and we'll have like a South Austin G3 kind of thing going on with Ryan and Scotty Turbo and Paul Lydell. We're gonna do a few songs together with the Sunday All Stars.
Cool.
And if you miss any of the show, you cannot miss that part of the show. If you love good guitar playing, if you love good rock and roll, and you just want to see some history, some Austin musical history, you've got to be there for this. Here's what I'm talking about. It's going to be on stage for the All-Stars. Adrian Paratori, he's forgotten more about music than everyone in this part of the country will ever know. On bass and vocals, you got Robert Wagner, who is Austin's answer to Robert Plant, as far as I'm concerned. This guy is the most amazing musician.
You know what I've been telling him lately?
What's that?
I've been telling him, I said, because he reminds me of like a younger Rod Stewart.
Don't ever say that to him.
Why?
I don't know.
No, I'm telling you. But what I was telling him when he was up here, I said, dude, you know what you need to do? To make a very long story short, so he said you need to get like, even you do like an acoustic thing. Do like just like a couple sets of old school Rod Stewart, like 70s Rod Stewart.
Oh God.
No, that stuff is like it's money. It's great. It's great tunes. I've heard him do some of it with the Sunday All-Star thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I tell you what, man. So on that, and then of course you got Kenny Sherritt's, like I said, on drums, and Ryan Holgerson. So the amount of musicianship and talented musicians that are going to be on that stage at one time is just going to be sick. It's unbelievable. And unfortunately, that little band called Encore will get to play right before that. But we'll talk about Encore a little later.
So that whole Sunday All-Stars is at 8 p.m. sharp.
Yes, be there. Be there on time.
And then from 9:30, I guess 9:30, I don't know.
Till they're done.
Till they're done is 99 Crimes, is Paul Lydell's new band.
Paul Lydell, who will also be sitting in with the All-Stars since he's a member of the Toys. His new original band, him and Jeff.
And Chris Jordan.
These guys are amazing. I got to see him for the first time.
I saw him the other night too.
Yeah, Saturday night at the Texas Mist. They were playing with Broken Teeth and Litz Bomb, another great metal band.
Oh yeah.
If you like metal in Austin, you need to look up a band called Litz Bomb.
Yeah.
They just leave everyone else in the dust. And I'm not saying that just because I've known Chris Litz since I was 12, but I'm saying that.
And yeah, Rick is also part of Rock Hard.
Yes.
Their singer. Yes.
Yes. So
talented fellow.
He makes me laugh. We had a couple of
yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, we had a couple of shots of apple juice at the bar over there that night Saturday.
Yeah, right. Apple juice.
We're talking about Lemmy, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Lemmy.
I think I was the only sober one in the building, from what I remember, pretty much.
I tried for about
that white limo.
How long does it take to get to the door to the bar?
35 seconds.
That's about as long as I got.
Yeah, that white limo pulled up, and then the lights out for everybody.
Well, you know what's funny was I literally went in there with the mindset thinking I'm just going to go here and handle business, take a look at a couple of things. I'm not going to drink tonight. And it was about 35 seconds before someone put a shot in my hand and John Core came out. And it's like, hey, everybody, I tell you,
what's up, brother?
I've been here, I've been everywhere, man. I'm going to tell you, is that Robert Wagner? How's it going, man? I blame Omar Vallejo.
Oh, that's right. He was there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He came in towards the end, I remember. Yeah. The who's who was there that night, pretty much.
Yeah, it was all of Austin's finest musicians hanging out.
It was cool. And the thing, not to make a super long story very short, but I mean, I love that club Texas Mist is so cool because Jim's putting some killer bills together. Sort of like old back room style. That's what he's trying to bring back.
That was the concept that he went into with. Like I said, I've known Jim's. This is no exaggeration, but Jim and I have known each other since we were 12 and go back to middle school together. And we were he was like my first roommate out of high school, and so he's probably I've known him so long. He was my best friend at 17 when I got drunk and the first girl ever broke my heart. He was there to punch me in the face and goes, "Don't be a pussy, motherfucker." That was Jim. What were you gonna think he was gonna let me cry on his shoulder? No, Jim will punch you in the face. Say stop being a pussy. Come on.
Did you see that picture that he posted on Facebook? It was like a couple 2-3 years ago, and all his hair is like brown and stuff. He's at this, you know what I mean? And he put something on there like, "This is before the gray hit" or something like that.
Oh,
Did you
God.
see it?
Yeah, no, I probably didn't.
I couldn't even tell it was him. My voice
But
is going over
as I
Jesus.
was saying, the amount of bands and the amount of musicians that we have for the benefit is just unreal. And I'm not just bragging because I booked it, because that's besides the point. I'm not bragging. What I am going to brag about is the amount of talent that we're going to have that day. And I encourage everybody to come out if you can. It's a great cause. It's for a good thing. It's to help a family out in need.
Yeah, even if you
One
come
of our
off,
brothers.
even if you come off for a little bit, you don't have to stay the whole night. Come an hour or two or something like that. Donate something. Donate some cash.
Donate some cash, and we're going to have our good friend Greg Martinez, another guy that I've known for a long time, go back to the 80s with. We were in a band together when we were 19. He was a drummer. We were in one of those bands that like we had to stop, halfway through every song to pick up the drums and put them back. We were in one of those type of bands. Greg hit hard. He hit hard.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Had to nail those drums down.
Greg was a hell of a drummer. He was the first time I ever played a song all the way through from beginning to end.
Was with him.
Was with Greg, and guess what song it was? "Seek and Destroy" by
Oh
Metallica.
no, man, that's a long one too. My old band used to play that years ago.
Yeah, it was
It's a tough one.
First one we ever played all the way through. And I remember how I met Greg. I was working at a Subway in Del Valley, Texas, where I'm from. And Greg walks in. I used to have really long hair. And Greg walks in and goes, "Man, you look really cool. You got long hair." He goes, "Are you a musician? Can you sing?" And I go, "Sure." Like, sure, why not?
I'm a male exotic dancer.
Why not? Sure, I'll do it. It's like, "You want to audition with my band?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" I got a break. I went on break from Subway, went next door to where his band was rehearsing, auditioned, sang "Seek and Destroy," told them that was the first time I ever sang a song all the way through, and went back to work, and they came over and gave me the gig.
Wow.
Really cool.
Incredible. Incredible.
And then I was hooked.
And then you were hooked. Craziness.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess 99 Crimes is gonna end the night.
Yeah, and the reason why I did that when I was doing the itinerary of the day and putting the bands in each slots, one of the things I wanted to do was make sure that I put strong acts throughout the day, and kind of mix up the genres a little bit. And the reason why I put 99 Crimes as our headliner act to close the show was because all day long, the majority of what we're going to be giving everybody are either tribute or cover band stuff.
Right.
And I'm an old rock and roll guy, and I love original music, originality. And Paul Idell has been working really hard with 99 Crimes, and I've heard some of the stuff before I went and saw him. And when I saw him Saturday, I was like, man, I made the right decision. This is the band that we need to close the show, because it was really good to end the night supporting live original rock and roll.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, cover bands are great. I've made a living playing in cover bands for about 10 years, and I've toured all over the world playing in cover bands. But the thing is, originality and true art created from within is something that everyone needs to be reminded of every now and then. And 99 Crimes totally fits that bill, because obviously they're all friends of ours.
Yeah.
And it's great music. And
And that's one thing that Jim's promoting at the club is original live music, So that's always a good thing.
That was my big deal about it. Is I was like, whoever I get to headline, I want to make sure it's an original project, something that really stands out and reminds everybody at the end of the night, hey, dude, you got a riff, you got a melody, put it down, record it, and you never paint yourself in a corner saying, well, I just do cover band stuff these days or tributes. It's okay to create.
Yeah,
that's my whole point.
That's one thing I've been seeing lately. There's a lot more original bands coming out than what there was like in the past 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Well, the reason for that is because the big explosion of cover bands within the last, like you said, 3 to 5 years have been ridiculous, and with repetition comes boredom and self-loathing.
Hey, Paul Cano's got a new band coming out.
Who?
Yes, I did a not to interrupt you, but I did a mobile podcast.
Paul.
I did a mobile podcast on Sunday, and Paul and his lovely wife were there.
Paul.
And
Where-
yeah, so it's gonna be Paul, Michael
know.
James. Oh, you know the whole thing, right?
I know.
Keith
yeah.
Cantrell and Dan Goyenichi.
Dan Ginichi.
Ginichi.
Hey, how's it going out there?
Yeah,
Sammy
yeah.
Hagar.
Actually, Dan was my co-host for the podcast for the 3
sweet.
hours we were out there. We had
Sweet.
a great time. Yeah, so they're gonna be, maybe once or twice a month. They're gonna be doing their own little cover band. So
Well, that's awesome, dude. Paul Cano is like a big brother to me for so many years, and he really taught me the two most important things in music, and that's one, love what you do, and number two, don't leave any Jack in the bottle.
yeah.
So that's the two main things
That is true.
that
That
Paul
is true.
Cano taught me. Since then, he's
I
like,
think he's off the hard stuff now. I think he's just drinking beer now.
and that's what he says. But he showed up to an
Yeah.
encore show at Cedar Street, and he was kind of glassy eyed.
Yeah.
But
how
I
it
love
is.
that dude. That's like my bro. It's like he's like
Yeah.
a big brother to me. He taught
We're all
me
family.
everything. But getting back to the benefits, so I encourage everybody, to come out Sunday and enjoy. Like I said, if you can come out during the day or in the evening, just come out, make a donations for a great cause. It's for a family that really needs it, and enjoy some really good music for some really talented musicians. We have a sick lineup, and like I said, I've done this a few times, and I've put together some benefits before, and if I don't want, I guess I can brag a little bit, and I will. This is by far the best show that I've put together. One of the other things that we're doing, which was actually Kenny Sherritt's idea, is we're going to be having an auction. We're going to be auctioning off some local rock and roll memorabilia and stuff like that. Some of the things that we're going to be auctioning off is we're going to be giving away or auctioning off some autographs, posters from Dangerous Toys, some set list stuff, some tickets to Dangerous Toys shows coming up. We're also going to give away tickets or auction off tickets. I keep saying giveaway. Okay, I got to get out of that. Auction off, not
Auction
a giveaway.
off.
Nothing is for free. Sorry. We're going to auction off tickets for LA Guns. They're going to be performing
that's
at
right.
Texas Miss. Junkyard will be at Texas Miss. We're going to be auctioning off tickets for that as well. And we actually have someone, production company, donated a night of production for $400 value.
I did see that.
We'll be auctioning that off as well. We also have some King's X memorabilia coming from Kenny Sherritt that we're going to be auctioning off. And I think there's a couple of things I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
Right.
But just a few things that I know that we're going to be giving. There we go. That we're going to be auctioning off to the highest bidder. And I'm not sure exactly who's going to be doing that because that's right after the encore set. So I'm going to be still in breakdown
encore
gear
mode.
mode. So we're
Yeah.
going to I may need a volunteer to come up and MC that part of the show to do the auction and do the giveaway, do all that stuff. So
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out.
And if you can't go to the show for whatever reason, we have a GoFundMe account set up, GoFundMe.com,
Yes.
and it's the Ryan J. Holgerson Medical Fund. So if you can go there and donate $1, $5, $10, whatever you got, the more the merrier.
Right.
And that is also going to go towards
That'll go to all the bills.
all his bills.
If it's on Ryan and Sandra's each of their Facebook page. It's also on my Facebook page as well. If you can go to my Facebook page and just kind of scroll through and see the link. And I think we actually have it on the invite on Facebook as well. There should be a link there to go to it. Again, anything you can, $10, $20, pocket watches, rings,
watches.
silver, gold, copper. Copper's back now. Is
it really?
Yeah. So we can mold that stuff down or go down to. I know a place down in East Austin where we can go sell all that shit. No.
I got a bunch of pennies.
a bunch of pennies. Pennies will work, dude. Pennies will spin.
I don't know. We'll bring what we have.
Yes.
We'll go dig through the seats of our cars. We'll figure it out. Just messing. We're just playing.
So that's what we got going on there. It's going to be a great show. I'm excited not only to be a part of it, but to get to perform one more time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that there in a little bit.
In a little bit. That's the teaser.
Well, the main thing is, you're helping out a brother, and that's what the main goal of this is,
Right. And Ryan is a brother, and throughout life, you meet people and you become friends with them, and you get to know them, and you get to be part of their family, and they get to be part of your family.
Right. And
sometimes brothers fight, and sometimes brothers throw rocks at each other, and sometimes brothers throw beer bottles at each other. But it's okay. It's okay.
When you start throwing knives, that's when you have to worry.
That's when you're no longer a bro.
Yeah.
But it's okay. And the thing is, Ryan, to put it this way, Ryan is one of the things that I love about Ryan. Ryan is a real person, and he does not have a filter, to say the least.
He's like I am. I'm not good at sugarcoating stuff.
He doesn't.
I'm not a good sugarcoater.
You know how many times after a gig I've seen Ryan, and he'll say this, whether something good or something bad happens, he always says the same thing. Hey man, I'm a straight shooter. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. I'm a straight shooter.
We've had those conversations.
That's my Holgerson. That's my Holgerson invitation. Right there. Hey man, I'm a straight shooter. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm a straight shooter.
We're pretty much we're made out of the same cloth, because I'm the same kind of way. It's either I don't say nothing or I say a lot. You know what I mean? It's never little things in between. It's always totally silent or I'm just going off, one or the other. So,
well, yeah, that's usually how it goes. But Ryan's a good guy, and I've known him for a long time, and I love him. I love his family. They've been there for me, and I want to be able to make sure that he's taken care of. And if there's anything that I can do, with what knowledge I have in life, I do whatever I can to help him out in this situation, because it is a scary situation.
Oh, totally,
he's going
yeah.
through.
Yeah.
I mean, back surgery is a big freaking deal. And if
totally.
I would not want to be in his shoes, and if I were in his shoes, I think he's 100 times more of a man than I am. Because if I were in his shoes, I'd be the biggest titty baby you would ever see, dude. I mean, Ryan is a very strong individual, and when I saw him Saturday night, I mean, he was just like, as humble as ever. But I'm like, dude, if that wasn't me, nah, I'm not.
He
leaving.
was up here. He did a podcast with me. It was like a one-on-one kind of thing, and he was. By the end of it, I mean, we did it was like 3 hours we did, though. We just fucking kept going back and forth with each other.
Right.
And at the end, he was just hurting. He was hurting,
Yeah, and like I said, I couldn't, he's a lot stronger than me. I could not go through all of that the way he's gone through that and taken it, the way he has. And I'm very proud of him. And I'm going to do whatever I can within my power with the knowledge that I have and the tools at my at my fingertips to make sure that we have this show and it goes off without a hitch. Like I said, we're able to get a lot of really good artists to come and perform. And for those artists that are out there listening or watching, I want to say thank you for volunteering your time and your talent for a very good cause. And thank you for your patience, and thank you ahead of time for your patience when it comes to the show, because we're going to be getting bands on and off as fast as possible so we can stay on time as much as possible. And then, of course, I got to give a shout out to Dennis Zamora, who's going to be one of our main sound engineers running sound that day. And we're going to have a couple of stagehands that will help him out getting stuff on and off the stage as much as possible. So that's something that I was really insisting on, is like, we have to have. When we talking about my hands?
No.
I'm a hand talker.
No,
I'm like Italian.
I got it. Huh?
I'm like Italian.
Well,
talking about my hands.
That's why, you know me.
You know me.
You know me. Hey. Got to talk about the food. We got barbecue at this thing.
We got barbecue at this place.
Barbecue at this thing.
Greg Martinez.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Greg Martinez is another old friend of ours, of Ryan Holgerson's and mine. And we, like I said, we go way back to the 80s in Buda, Texas. And we all, we're all in that same little group of people. And so Greg has a catering service. And so he's going to come out there with sausage wrap, briskets, stuff like that. And he's going to set up in the parking lot in the front there. And he's already got the menu, and it's not going to be very expensive, $2, $3, $4 for the items.
So bring your appetites.
Bring an appetite.
He's going to be slinging barbecue all day.
And by the way, I just got confirmed this week that this show will be an all ages show. So bring the kids. Just put your fingers in their ears.
Hey,
or
so
earmuffs.
Michael James can bring his girlfriend?
Yeah, Michael James and Robert Wagner.
Oh, that's
I'm
messed
sorry.
up.
That's
Oh,
I'm joking.
man. I
love
talked
you,
to Robert today.
But during the encore set, you might want to put earmuffs on the kids because there may be a few F-bombs here and there. I can't control myself.
And plus, it's super loud in that joint too. So
Well, Dennis will be running sound. He's really good about stuff like that. So his ear is
yeah, my ears were hammered the other night after I left that place.
well, it was a metal show. It was
I
a
know,
metal
but
show.
it was like, man, it's like pain I haven't felt in like 20 years. Like, oh my god, this is crazy loud, crazy loud.
So I'm really looking forward to it, and I've got some special things lined up for our set. I guess we can kind of get into that now since we're kind of leading.
You want to call Ryan first?
Yeah, you know what? Yes, let's call Ryan
Call
first,
Ryan.
and
We'll
then we'll
keep
come back to the encore announcement. Big announcement about encore that you're gonna freak out on. It's something that it's like it's like prison sex. You just don't see it coming.
Prison sex. It's gonna work.
Just I don't know. He's pressing buttons, everybody. So I'm just saying. But what we got going on? We calling around. There's the ringing.
I told you.
We got a ringy dingy. Two ringy dingies. Two ringy dingies.
Pick up, son. Pick up.
If people on my Facebook page can see me, I want this
Hello.
for Christmas. See
Hello.
this crystal skull. I want this.
Is
Mr.
this Ryan?
Bobby, how are you doing?
What's up, my brother?
Man, I am listening to you guys, and my smile is just ear to ear. I love you. This is awesome, man. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging out. We're just hanging and banging. Hey, do me a favor if you are listening to it, just turn it down a little bit because the delay on it is real crazy.
Turn your radio down. I've always wanted to say that.
I want a couple things on the radio before. Thanks, Dale.
Hey, screw Dell. I got Johnny Walker hooked me up with GNR tickets, man.
Oh, did you really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I won an Axl Rose sound alike contest. And if you ever seen Encore, I sound nothing like Axl
Oh my
Rose.
lord! I don't think anybody does.
So thank you, Johnny Walker.
Johnny. So what's going on down there?
Man, I am sorry I'm not up there. I've been running it pretty hard and just trying to do as much as I can before we take this time off, and the wife looked at me after a double on Sunday, and she was like,
Yeah.
put the brakes on a little bit, man. So a procedure done today, and sometimes you just got to listen to the smarter half there, and left to my own devices, man. I'm going to be down before Monday even comes. So
Hey, you looking at John right now? He looks like Eric Estrada on chips with these sunglasses.
Hey,
on.
now. Hey, Eric Estrada gets a lot of tail, so screw you.
remember Eric Estrada in the '70s with the chips glasses? That's what John looks like.
Love it. Yeah, my favorite part of that was the dance scene at the disco at the end of it.
I don't remember that. But I don't think I watched chips all that much.
That's always what I look forward to.
Yeah, so we're just going over all the wonderful bands and artists that are going to show up on Sunday to get this thing rolling and make some money.
Yeah,
it's all about the money.
Man, I am and I'll tell everybody I'll be there Sunday all day long. Thanking people and hugging people. It's unbelievable. Number one, what John has done, and I can't thank that guy enough. I love you, John.
I love you more.
And then all these musicians, all these people that are donating their time, their talents, Sundays, we all go out and play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I know better than anybody. That's the last thing anybody wants to do on a Sunday is go out and then go play and not get paid, So it's a crazy idea that I appreciate as much or more than anybody. It speaks volumes. There's not enough words to express how I feel about the entire thing. John would handle all of this, just like the consummate freaking pro, that he is.
Oh, God, don't tell nobody that.
His head's getting big over here. Stop.
Hey, Encore speaks for itself. How many years has it been? I'm only,
Yeah, we have an announcement about Encore coming up soon, so hope everyone's tuned in for that. I keep teasing it.
I heard I'm on pins and needles, man.
I know.
But,
Me too.
I would get, literally. I would get these texts, and it's like, hey, Paul Idell is, going to play, and then if these people are going to play, and then hey, Kenny's going to play, and then putting the Sunday guys together, and just it's overwhelming. It's almost it's very surreal. It makes the next day. I'm not even whereas normally you'd sit here and just thinking about, man, wow, everything changes then.
Ryan, the thing is, a lot of people have a lot of love for you, and whether you knew it or not, that's really what it's all about. And going through what you're going through, and like I said, we've known each other for a long time, and this isn't really anything new that you've had with some medical issues. It goes back a few years, and like our tour in Key West that one time, and I remember you were like, dude, you were hurting then. That was 3 years ago. So this has been.
Was that 3 years ago?
Jesse's Girl goes, it flies. Yeah. If time flies when you're singing Jesse's Girl, I'm just saying.
Hey, I wish I
need to stop singing it then.
Oh man, as long as that song plays over it, John and I are always going to sing. That's just the way it goes.
That's how we used to introduce that song. Remember that, Ryan? Beck's like, this next song's been paying my rent for the last 6 years. Let's do it again.
Put that bitch to rest.
Mark Chandler's kept me busy as hell the last few weeks, last couple of months or so, and he'll play that song if you request it 3 times in a night, and drop a couple bucks in that in that bucket. He'll play it 3 times. And
hey, I'm sorry.
Made up.
You know what the messed up thing about that song is? It's like, how long has that song been out for?
Since 1981.
Okay, so
you do the math.
Does anybody knows what Jesse's Girl's actual name is? Is it like Lisa or Michelle or something?
That's actually a piece of trivia that I honestly don't know.
I'd like to find out.
There was
that poor girl.
There was an actual Jesse's Girl that she did exist.
Yeah.
The Jesse's Girl, unfortunately, is a true story. It is a song about committing sin. It really is an actual sin.
Well, I remember My Sharona was actually about a chick named Sharona, or was it Sharona? Yeah, something like that.
Sharona,
yeah.
That's another real.
I always wondered if there was a Jesse's Girl, because it
really was a Jesse's Girl.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
Little Wing that hung out with Hendrix that he just thought was a beautiful soul, and that was her name was Little Wing. There's rock and roll and women. It's synonymous.
Hey man,
we could talk rock and roll all night.
Let's not talk about rock and roll and women, man.
Boy,
you're gonna make me start drinking, and I've only got water. Man,
I got beer over here, so you need a beer. We'll hook you right up.
I might have to take one of those when we get to the other part.
Oh boy, he's making it sound like it's a bunch of sad news, so I don't know.
It's news.
That's news.
It's news.
Hey, I wanted to say something real quick, because there's a bit of a delay. Of course, my volume's down, but there's a bit of a delay from, when you guys called to what I was hearing. So the last thing I was hearing was you talking about Greg Martinez, man. And,
yes, Greg Martinez. He's
John
a badass.
John and I have known him for years. Forever, Facebook's one of those beautiful things, where sometimes you fight with your family, and you're blocked by some of your best friends, but then you run into people that you haven't seen in 15 or 20 years, and that's what happened with Greg, and my reconnection with Greg was like, it was one of those things, like it was it was instant. It was almost like you hadn't stopped hanging out, and he was incidentally, just like John said, the very first guy I ever played in a band with and played a song with.
Yes,
was Greg Martinez. So we have that thing in common there, and the guy is one hell of a cook,
I mean,
it's going to be good. I'll leave it at that.
I've got stories. What's funny? We were like that the band in Happy Days. What I mean by that is it was like every rehearsal ended the same way when I was playing with Greg back then, and Travis Lee was a guitar player. If you remember Travis Lee, there, Ryan. But every rehearsal always ended the same way, where we all looked at each other and said, "Man, we got to come up with a name for the band." We never had a name.
You never had a name. We never had a nameless band.
We were the nameless band. We're like, dude, we got to get a name one of these days. So seriously, we got to come up with a name. And then Greg was always like Diamond's Edge or something like that. I was like, he was always saying something like Diamond's Edge or something like that. And then Travis would just go, I think we can keep looking, man.
Keep looking.
Just keep looking. Man.
Nope, the band broke up without a name.
Yeah, but we had a great summer playing "Seek and Destroy" and a Salty Dog song. I remember that. We
Oh
played
man, I
like,
remember that Salty Dog song.
yeah,
Damn,
"Come Along" was the one that we did there. That was awesome. But Ryan, man, I'm looking forward to the show. I went to Rock and Roll Rentals today. They gave me a hat. I can't see it. They gave me a new hat.
John's all about the swag. I'm telling you.
I'm all about getting free shit.
He's all
dude.
about the swag.
I'm always about getting free shit, dude.
I was happy because I gave him a T-shirt and he was wearing it the other night, so I kind of felt happy about that.
I've worn that shirt so
About
many
1,000
freaking
times?
times. Oh
I
yeah.
know.
See, here's what you need to know about me. I'm such a whore when it comes to free shit. I
Hey,
love free shit.
throwing free
I'm
shit.
all about the comps. Why do you think I like Lake Charles so damn much?
You get a lot of free shit?
I get a lot of free shit there, and so yeah. I mean, free is cool. Free does not.
Hey, free is
suck.
good.
Free does not suck.
Free does not suck.
So if they want to give
Put
me
that on a shirt. Free does not suck.
free does not suck. If they want to give me a free hotel room, I will let you. I'm gonna quote my good friend Mr. David Beeson. It's like, hey, would you like a beer? I will let you give me a beer. You know. So
Yeah, I think he's pulled that on me. Actually, it was with like shots though. It wasn't with beers.
yeah, I will let you give me a beer.
It's like,
I
hey,
will
you got
let
a job,
give me
right?
shot.
Hey, buy me a shot.
It's funny. So I think me and
Damn.
David are used to getting comps, and whenever we go to a bar together, we're always looking at each other. We're like, "You gonna pay? You gonna pay? No, you're gonna pay. No, you're gonna pay."
Yeah, we had that drinking conversation a while back.
Good Lord. But Ryan, I'm looking forward to doing this, man, and I'm really excited. I've done a few of these before, and I like I said, this is probably one of the better ones. That if not, it is the best one that I've put together, and I'm excited to see how it all turns out, and hopefully we can make a shit ton of money, and get you taken care of for the next few months. Like Kenny Sherritt said, whatever we can do to make your life easier while you're recuperating is the best thing to do. What we're aiming to do. So. Again, for anybody out there,
guys.
no
I
problem.
appreciate it.
For anybody listening out there or watching, whether it's on my Facebook or CobraCast YouTube, or I don't know, maybe you're just eavesdropping one way.
Yeah,
or the other. Or for the government listening in. By the way,
This whole audio podcast will be up on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play Music probably tomorrow morning. So if you're listening to this and enjoying it, either go to Ryan's GoFundMe account, and what was the name of the GoFundMe account again? It was Ryan Holgerson's Medical Fund.
Medical Fund. Ryan Holgerson's Medical Fund, and like I said, you can go if you need a shortcut to it. Just go to my Facebook page or go to Sandra Holgerson or Ryan Holgerson's Facebook page.
I got a perfect idea.
Yes, sir.
This is perfect.
It's
And you're gonna give me a high
Yeah,
five. You're probably gonna kiss me.
I don't know about kissing.
You're gonna probably kiss me.
Okay.
This is a wonderful. No. Get an iPad with the GoFundMe account on it, hooked up to Wi-Fi, going around to people. Would you like to donate?
We could do that.
Yeah.
We could totally do that.
Yeah, I've seen
That'd
that at
be really cool.
other events and brought in. Remember Ray Hernandez? You know Ray Hernandez, right?
I know, Ray.
Yeah, we did a benefit for him and passed an iPad around. Went to everybody, said, "Hey, would you like to donate?" Oh, it's like, well, I'll do it when I get home. Well, here's an iPad right here. Put your information in. Boom.
Come
And
on.
there you go.
Yeah,
And I think we got $500-600 stuff of that.
that'd be great, dude.
So
That'd
if
be
you know
awesome.
anybody with an iPad and an internet hookup,
I've got a pad, but it's not an iPad. It's just a.
or like a tablet.
I got a tablet. It's
Yeah.
just like a tablet. It's like a free one they give you when you get a new phone or some
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, I got one of those. It barely plays Hulu, so.
So we'll have to find someone with if that's a route you want to go, maybe.
And by the way, I'm gonna get a little sidetrack real quick. I got a bone to pick with the people at Netflix. Why did you take the X-Files off?
You know
Dude,
why?
That's like
You know why?
I knew that was coming.
You know why?
I wasn't joking. If you
No,
saw
you know
my
why?
status to that, I was really pissed off, man. I went on
Like
Netflix.
you haven't seen those before?
It doesn't matter. That's
Oh,
irrelevant.
sheesh.
That's irrelevant. Dude, I sleep knowing about Scully and Mulder. And I've created a drinking game out of the X-Files.
Well, you know what? Why they did that is because they're waiting for my show to have the second season. Better Call Saul. Second season's on, right? Hey, and plus they had to make room for Dave Chappelle's 3 new comedy specials.
One of them was awesome. I saw them.
That's
both
right. Yeah,
earlier.
that was the funnier one out of the two.
Yeah,
we
the
watched
one-
both of them same night.
They were really good. But yeah, I'm seriously pissed off about that because now I have to see my X-Files on Hulu and they have fucking commercials and I don't dig that
That's
shit.
not true though.
Yeah, they have commercials.
Yeah,
on
but
them.
you get the plan without the commercials.
Yeah, but you have to pay extra and fuck
It's like-
that. You don't get what I'm saying here.
I hear you, man.
I have to pay for that.
Hey, you got to
shit.
pay to play, son.
What did we just establish earlier? I like my comps. I like free shit.
I like free shit.
I'm not into that.
I like going to Vegas and paying for nothing.
Hey.
like in the gangster days back in the 40s and 50s.
Oh, yeah.
When the mob ruled Vegas.
Yes.
They used to comp rooms and give you free shit.
Oh, God.
No, seriously.
Yeah, I know.
Vegas has totally changed now.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, that
Ryan,
was...
you still there?
Ryan, are you
I'm
live?
just, you know, I'm drinking a cup of coffee, you know, just enjoying the conversation.
So Ryan, definitely on a side note, I need you to call me during the day tomorrow because we got to talk about the rock and roll gear from Reynolds, Rock and Roll Reynolds. I went over there today to kind of do some legwork on the backline stuff. We're going to be having backline for all the bands, so we can get the setup and breakdown a lot quicker, and we'll have a couple of stage hands to help the bands on and off. And we're going to do a total South by Southwest festival, so that way we can get the bands on and off as quick as possible and keep the show flowing as much as we can, and try to stay on time. Because the one thing that could really put a hurting on the crowd is long layovers or long breaks.
Oh,
in
yeah,
between,
totally.
And people get bored, want to leave. So we want to make sure we get the show up and going as fast as possible and stay online with the time as much as we can, so that way we can get the show in early on time and get out, because it is on a Sunday and people do have to work the next day.
Right.
So, and you know, and I think that was the importance of putting time slots there, is because, you know, not everybody, you know, certain people are going to come to see certain group. That's the way it is at ACL or anything. You know, I don't expect anybody to show up here at 3 o'clock, stick around till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. You know, that's insane. You show up when you want to come and hang out, and
right.
You know, see who you want to see, and you go do your thing. So I think we'll, you know, outside of the normal aspects of rock and roll, I think we'll do all right, man.
Yeah. And I'll be there all day from beginning to the very very beginning to the very very end. I've got to come in and load equipment and get some light stuff set up and get the PA running with Dennis. And I'm actually going to be helping Dennis mix a few of the bands to give him a break, because 10 bands is a lot for one
day.
engineer. So I'm gonna sit behind the board. I'm gonna pick which bands rock hard. I might mix a little bit rock hard. I like. See,
so I guess rock hard's gonna sound good then. Is that what you're trying to say?
Can I say something about the bands, man? Dude, like the lineup that you put together, John, was you know, that's insane. You know, you know, these people have plenty of people. You know, these bands have, you know, are all big enough. They all have their own, you know, followings and all that stuff. And to put them all together on one stage in one day, it's not only a lot of work, a lot of effort, and, you know, some crazy negotiating to make all those times work for those guys all to show up together.
Wow.
I mean, it's going to be, you know, I look forward, you know, and I know the whole thing. You know, I keep telling, you know, whoever I talk to, I was like, you know, hey, whatever happens, happens. You know, man, it's not all about me, about you. And I'm like, well, I just think of this as like 10 fabulous bands with some insane talent, insane musicians, you know, and a special guest with, you know, Scott and Paul. Man, you don't see Scott out anywhere. You know, the guy does it, you know, the guy's in total control. He's been in total control of his mind and body for, you know,
Scotty Dalhoover is like the Howard Hughes of Austin rock and roll, dude. You know he exists. You know he's loaded.
Bruce Lee
he's loaded.
Randy Rhoads in there.
Yeah,
so rich.
Yeah, you know he's here. You know he's alive. You know he's there. You know he's loaded. You know he's a bad motherfucker.
But you ain't gonna go see him, man. You don't see that guy jumping on stage with anybody, man. And when you told me, you know, that he was willing to, and then Scott and I talked, and it was just like, he was like, yeah, man, you know, I'll do anything to help a bud. And I was just like, you know, flashing back to taking lessons from him back in, you know, 89, you know, when Scared was on, you know, Headbangers Ball and all that
Dangerous
stuff. And they're flying out to go do their second record, man. And, you know, I'm taking lessons from Scott, and I'm taking lessons from Paul. And to share the stage with both those guys, you know, just to have them on stage, they're near enough.
I was talking.
The toys just don't play enough. It's just the way it is. But
I was talking.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah, I was talking to him a couple 2-3 weeks ago. Actually, coming on the podcast, so hopefully I could talk to him on. And he was into it. It's just like we got to schedule a date to get him up here. So.
Yeah, and here I don't know if you know, but he lives like towards Dallas now. Scott Dalhoover.
Does he?
Yeah,
I thought he was in.
Well, that's what Paul was telling me. Paul said he lives closer to Dallas now. And
I didn't know that.
So he's actually driving in for this. I don't think
Oh,
you
okay.
understand, Ryan. He
Yeah,
does
the last
not,
I knew, he was living in Round Rock or
yeah,
something.
he doesn't live
Yeah,
off in Round Rock. I mean, as far as I know, I
Yeah.
don't know. Paul could have been messing with me when he said
Maybe.
Dallas, and I said, "Well, that's Round. I guess it's South Dallas,
Yeah, it's
Round
like
Rock."
South
Well, see, I'm in
Dallas,
Georgetown, people
depending
say I
on where
live in
Paul
Dallas.
lives.
Yeah, well, Paul lives like me. I live on South Lamar.
Yeah, Paul South. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, so Round Rock is South Dallas stuff, you know.
Pretty much.
Round
Pretty
Rock's
much.
not exit 254. That shit goes on for a while.
Yeah, yeah. And Georgetown is like Oklahoma. So
Oh Lord.
It's
Yeah.
like, really, you're going to go sit in a car for an hour and a half and then go there and try, to look normal for another hour and a half or something? And she was like, no.
yeah, a
Well,
little crazy. What are you gonna do?
I have, so I'm going to be
Yeah.
there from beginning loading equipment into the show, and then getting, all the little details set and going, and then I'll be mixing a couple of bands to spell Dennis, and then I'm probably going to help as well with some of the stagehands, getting people on and off, and then obviously I'll be performing as well, so I have to go and turn into John Core for 45 minutes, and then
John Core.
Hey, and there's
John
another treat
Core.
for me. I get to watch David Beeson play guitar
Oh,
again.
Shush. We haven't talked about that yet. We were talking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, when we haven't opened the gates for the encore stuff just
Oh
yet,
boy.
and then
I'll tell you what, man.
All right.
I'll tell you one thing though. Encore shit
Spoiler
better be
alert.
good, because this is like the lead up to this encore story is so. It's been like this. You know what I mean?
Well, if we want to talk about it, we want to talk about it now. So here's the deal.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go ahead
Drum roll.
and give a couple of minutes as I say this to tell everybody, if you're listening in Lake Charles, Louisiana, if you're listening in Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Birmingham, Alabama, Kelly, and wherever Encore has toured before, I want all my Encore people, or just even friends of mine, to know what's about to happen. It's an announcement that I've been putting off for a while. A few of my friends, close friends, already know what's going on. But I started Encore it'll be 7 years ago in May, and I have decided that the benefit that we're going to be doing for Holgerson will be the final Encore show. As of Sunday at 8:30, when we're done performing, there will no longer be an encore. It will cease to exist. I've decided to go ahead and close up shop and move on to other options and opportunities that I've been presented here lately. I have a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be grateful for. Over the last 7 years, performing under the band name of Encore. The first thing I want to do is I want to thank all the different musicians, because we've had so many different musicians come through Encore over the years, starting with Patrick Durrett, Rob Vela, Brian Delury, Winnie Marcus, then David Houston, David Beeson, Ken Kokel, Cherry Menard Witten, Kelly Mercury, Aaron Davis, Ryan Holgerson, Marty Higman, and if I forget one or two, I'm sorry. Julian Mandrake, Dan Ryan, Raven Trahan, and Sammy Bishop. So just off the top of these people have worked with me over the last 6 years to take what helped me go through what I did was I took a $200 night band and took it and turned it into a national and international touring cover band, which is something that I have never thought would be possible. But we got a beep going on over here.
Hold on 1 second.
Is that Julian calling in?
No, it's Ryan. I think he
Oh, he dropped?
he dropped. Let's call him back.
Call Ryan back.
Oh, Ryan.
But I want to say thank you to all those musicians that I just named off. If it wasn't for all the hard work that all these guys and gals have done over the years, oh, and I forgot to thank Kitty Shear as well. All the hard work that they've helped put in, I would have never been able to do a lot of the really cool shit that I've been able to do. It's a very sad occasion
Ryan.
for
At the
Ryan.
tone,
Jesus
please
H.
record your
Christ.
voice message. When you are finished
Ryan.
recording,
But
you may hang up.
I got
press
something going
pound
on
for
there.
more options.
There you go.
Hello?
Are you there, Ryan? No.
All right, hold on. Hold your story just for a second.
Okay.
Jesus.
We have issues here.
Ryan's the issue.
Ryan is always an issue.
Watch this. My battery's almost dead.
We're calling Ryan back.
Oh,
His phone call dropped.
here's Ryan. He just texted me. Lost you.
There we are, man. I'm sorry.
Boom.
about that.
It's all right, brother.
Boom. How much of my sad story did you hear?
I caught you thanking everybody, including myself.
Yeah.
Now you were hanging it up. So, I've got one word to say.
Yes, sir.
Well, besides thank you, because, you were very good to me and you definitely helped me through some times, man. But the one word would be boo.
Boo.
Come on,
Just
dude,
boo.
really?
Well,
Who put together a cover band and goes to freaking Japan, man?
Twice.
We
We
all
went to
play
Japan
around
twice.
here for
Two times.
$100 a man and play the same old stuff all the time. And it's just, you put it together in Key West 3 weeks. Japan. I mean, come on, dude.
We
Why
did
would
Key
you
West
stop
eight
that?
times. Not bragging, but we did Key West 8 times. Just saying.
Yeah. As
Japan
painful as
twice.
that trip was,
Japan
man,
twice.
it was that
Twice.
trip
Japan
of a
twice. Key
lifetime.
West
It's
8
one of
times.
those things you reflect back on. You're just like, wow, I got to do that. And that was,
That's the
I'll
thing.
never forget the going scuba diving, because we were the quote unquote the band.
Yes.
And it was like, oh,
and you didn't believe me
come
either.
on, let's just
I was
go.
like, let's go get some free shit because we're in the band. Again, free shit.
Free shit.
Hell
I don't
no,
have any
didn't
free shit
believe
here
you
for you.
until we got there, Yeah. It was you talk about rock star. I wouldn't want to play in Austin either. You say encore in Austin and people are like, who? And it doesn't
Yeah.
ring the bell like it should. And but Key West, Louisiana sure does, man.
Yeah,
So,
we've been lucky. Or I've been lucky to been able to and I'll never use the word fans because I think fans is a silly word to use for a cover band. So I just use the word friends.
I agree.
Jason McMaster has fans. I have friends. Big difference.
Yes.
But I've been lucky enough to have friends all over the southeast and southeastern United States. Encore has toured in Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, a million times Louisiana, and obviously all over Texas and New Mexico in a way, right, Ryan? In a way, New Mexico, and then of course Japan. And
New Mexico.
Twice.
Yeah, it was
New Mexico.
Where it all started.
Yeah, where it all started, New Mexico, but yeah, I mean, I've been lucky enough to play all these places and go to a lot of really cool cities and play a lot of really cool venues and be able to meet so many wonderful and nice people and enjoy a lifestyle that I never thought that I could ever enjoy or envision having. I mean, being in a cover band and touring that much and getting that much credibility it was just, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But I mean, I'll take it. Like Paul Connell would say, I don't understand it, but I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
7 years is a long time under the Encore flag, and right now in my life, I've been working pretty solid for 7 years, and I have no idea how many shows that I've done as Encore. I know it's more than 10. So
10,000. More than 10.
Quite a few, but I've decided that I want to move on. I have a couple of different opportunities. The first thing that I'm going to do, me personally, is I want to take some time off from performing, and I want to relax and take a breath, if you will, because I've been going at it pretty hard for a while, and those have seen Encore perform. That I do not take any shortcuts on stage. And in the 6-7 years of Encore, and this is no joke, Bobby. This is Ryan will back me up on this, and so would David Houston if he would ever leave a message. But I have broke literally both of my feet. I have hyperextended my elbow. I have broken 3 teeth, like gone. I've given myself a minimum of 4 concussions that I can remember.
How do you give yourself a concussion?
Oh, we'll get into that in a second. Let
Stage
me
diving.
get off the list here. I don't know how many busted lips or millions and millions of bruises.
Yeah.
I thought I lost sight in this eye one night.
Good God.
But those were all from performing and just giving everything that I have. I mean, I come from the school like Darby Crash, where you do whatever you can to entertain.
Oh, yeah.
I will never be as good of a bass player as, say, Adrian Paratori. I will never be as good as a vocalist as someone, say, as Robert Wagner. But one thing I can do is I can get up there and I can give a show and I can
Right.
entertain. And and I'll do everything I can to make sure that the audience is fully entertained. And that, as corny and as hokey as that sounds, that is, and Ryan will back me up because he's worked with me before. He's seen it. That is my driving force. If I cannot get an audience moving, I sound like almost the guy from Almost Famous. If I cannot get an audience moving, that's because there's nobody there.
Right.
But that's what I do. That's my job. I'm incendiary.
Well, that's what it's about, man. You want to be entertained. I mean, if you want to just, listen to music, stay home and listen to records. You know what I mean? It's the same.
Well,
it's pretty much how it is.
The thing is, I have a couple opportunities coming up that are going to require relocation.
Oh, okay.
So more than likely, after this whole encore thing goes to bed, I will be relocating as well. On top of all of this, so I will be leaving Austin. I will be leaving Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I say that now online, and I haven't even told my family. What a way to find out. I'm leaving Texas.
Does the other members in Encore know this is ending?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've already talked with everybody, and so here's what we're gonna do.
Hey, man, you never know.
Yeah, they know now.
They know now. They're watching.
Hey, you know how Michael Anthony found out he wasn't in Van Halen is when he saw a photo of Wolfie in Van Halen.
Oh, good.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I got a couple of those good stories of friends that we know, but I'm not going to get into it.
So here's the thing, and in the history of Encore, and I'm gonna play favorites because I can look back now and play some favorites, but in the history of Encore, there's really been two different lineups that were really solid for a long time, and that would be what me and David Houston like to call the Fab Five version of Encore, and then what me and Kelly Mercury would like to call the Motley Crue version. Now the Fab Five was me, David Houston, Cherry Whitman-Menard, Ken Kokel, and David Beeson. The Motley
Speaking
Crue.
of, I don't interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Today's Ken Kokel's birthday.
Yes, he's an old man like the rest of us.
Cool.
Kokel.
Happy
Ken
birthday, Ken Kokel.
Happy birthday, Ken Kokel. And then the other version that we did a lot of work with was the festival version and the casino version, which me and Kelly called the Motley Crue version, which was me, Kelly, Mercury, Julian Mandrick, and Dan Ryan on drums. Dan Ryan's a phenomenal musician, period. And so we actually got to do a show a few weeks ago with that lineup. After Kelly had been out of the band for about a year and a half, she drove up from Alabama to do some shows with us. So we got to do one final run. In my mind, I knew it was happening.
Yeah.
And I don't think they knew.
Right.
But me and Kelly kind of knew that this was the last run and one more shot with that lineup. So in saying that, with this show that we're doing at the Mist on the 9th, we'll be using a lot of the older band members from the past Encore. So David Beeson will be playing guitar.
Oh, awesome.
Who was part of the Fab Five, and David Houston will be playing bass and switching out with me on lead vocals and bass. Also back from the Fab Five. And we were initially going to have Ken Kokel, but we never really got a solid confirmation. It was the drummer from the Fab Five days. But Kenny Sherritts has volunteered his services to replace him for that night. And Kenny, technically kind of was an encore for a day and a half. So he's going to be filling in and playing the role of Ken Kokel.
Okay.
So we're going to do that lineup for the benefit. So it'll be a way of me saying goodbye to the Fab Five version as well as like I already did to the Motley Crue version, if you will.
Right.
And honestly, where my heart and mind is, I'm very, very good with putting this to bed and saying there's going to be no more encore.
Right.
I'm very, very good with it. What I'm probably nervous about is, wow, I'm going to have a job. Like a real one.
Like a real job? A real job?
I haven't worked a job in 7 years.
With like a real paycheck?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying you're not a real paycheck. So I don't know
yeah,
about that.
no kidding. But what I'm nervous about is like, wow, well, for the first time in 7 years after Sunday, I will not be in a band.
Wow.
For the first time in
Isn't that crazy?
7 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of takes getting used to,
Yeah, so it's going to be a little weird, a little awkward, for me, because everyone knows, where we go is, it's every weekend, it's somewhere, it's Oklahoma or it's Texas, South Texas, East Texas, Louisiana,
it's always somewhere.
Mississippi, or wherever. So it's going to be very awkward for me, knowing that we're not going to be touring. I'm not going to be on tour for a while. So that's going to be really weird. Because it's strange how you develop certain habits. And Ryan, you've been a touring musician too, so you know how this goes. But like when I came home a couple of weeks ago from a good run, I'm not joking, man. I reached in my wallet to grab a room key, and I had like 5 of them. And it dawned on me that I'm trying to open my front door with a room key.
Yeah.
So right then I was like, yeah, I think I'm making the right choice.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing this I really need to get away from that. And just for a little while and try some other stuff. But my battery's dying on my phone. Oh no.
What kind of phone you have?
It's an Android.
I don't think I have an Android.
It's gonna die, so I'm gonna have to get off of Facebook here on my phone. Rut-row. But that's the big announcement. As of Sunday, Encore will cease to exist. So we're gonna do one more run, one more ride, as I call it, with David Houston and David Beeson and Kenny Sherritts. We'll be doing one more run, and then after that, man, it's no more Encore. But again, before my phone dies.
Fit or no?
Oh yeah, that works. Oh, cool. We got a pluggy plug.
I got. Let me get your cube. Hold on a second.
Cool. But yeah, I definitely want to say thank you to everybody out there for helping me fulfill some really, really cool, I guess I would say dreams, but my dreams are not playing in a cover band. My dreams really would consist of someone hanging out with someone like
okay, there's one right behind you.
The eternal low spot here in my apartment.
Hey now.
Yeah. It's not long enough.
It's not long
That's what
enough.
she said.
Oh, hey now. What are you gonna do?
Oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and then shut off this Facebook here. So if you want to catch more of this interview, you can go to CobraCast on the YouTube. I'm gonna shut it off on my Facebook.
Yeah, go to YouTube, and when you put in the search, put in Bobby Sharon. That's SHARRON, and when it comes up, you'll see the live feed. Boom.
Check that out. And so
it's beautiful.
So before my phone dies, once again, thank you for everybody for putting up with my Encore crap for 6 years. And we're going to go into YouTube now so I can charge this phone and get off. But I love you guys. And come out Sunday. Come out Sunday. A ticket buys the whole seat, but you only need the edge. So thank you guys. I'm going to get off of this, and I'll see you on Bobby's YouTube in a second here. So
boom.
Button in.
Can you believe it? Boom! Can you believe that? We're live on the YouTube now.
Now we're live on the YouTube. Now.
Unbelievable.
Charge my phone is burning up. It almost caught fire. It is an Android.
Oh God. Unreal, crazy it is, man. So,
Greg
so do you have a job lined up
during the podcast? And it's not me. It's my daughter.
Okay. Go ahead, Bobby.
So do you have a job lined up already?
I have a few offers on the table. And right now, I don't really want to say what they are.
Right.
Because there's definitely some negotiations, if you will, taking place.
I hear you.
But I will say this. I will not be performing in a band. I'm not moving to play in a band.
So what made you like kind of just go, I mean, did you just like one day just kind of wake up and go, you know what? Been there, done it. Kind of like I need more stability kind of a thing, or
no, it's not the stability, and it wasn't the paychecks or anything like that, or it wasn't even the touring, honestly. It was I thought about saying this. It wasn't the touring, it wasn't the money, it wasn't the band members, it was why am I quitting?
There's no more chicks.
No more chicks. No more chicks. No, I mean it's just after a while, my thing is like I said, Encore started off as a very, thrown together type of thing. And in 6 years, 7 years, it's been up and down. And we had some turnover, and every time it looked like it was going to die, I was able to turn it around and make it even more successful.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work. And in that amount of time, like I said, I made a lot of great friends, and I pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you're never going to get any kind of success by choosing one or the other. Both are going to happen. You're going to make some good friends, and you're going to piss off people. I always tell everybody, if you're going to get in the music business, show business, period, expect to make someone mad. Because if you're in it longer than 10 minutes, you've pissed somebody off. And so, that's how that goes. But for me personally, I was ready to put this thing to bed in the sense that I've done everything I could do already with Encore. Encore's, has been so successful. We've accomplished so much that I'm like, I think I'm ready for not just a break, but a different challenge.
Yeah.
I can only play Justin Timberlake songs so much, man.
Right.
Seriously. After the gig, one of the things that I do that people don't know is I go straight to my hotel and listen to fucking Motorhead. I'm not joking. I do.
I'll tell you, I start my day every day at work.
What's that?
I have an iPod and I have like the whole. It's kind of weird. I have high resolution audio on my iPod, so there's only maybe it's like 4 or 5 bands on there, but complete catalogs. So at 7 a.m. every day, I listen to Painkiller by Judas Priest every single day. That's how I start my day every day.
Man, Jesus fuck,
dude. Hey, seriously, tomorrow when you wake up, put some headphones on and listen to that song. If that doesn't kick your ass and want to fuck up the whole world, there's something wrong with you. That's the best song to get your ass going. So it's your phone, I think.
Man, I won't disagree with you, and it's funny because Sunday people are going to see me and Scott and Paul like string skipper, finger tapping, and just this back and forth.
Yeah.
Look what I can do, crazy guitar shit, and all I listen to is like the smoothest contemporary, most chillest jazz that you could ever imagine. So different people get different things get different people off in a different way, and that's the beauty about music is I can wake up at 7:45 and pop on little George Benson and get the same kind of effect, minus the heart palpitations that you're getting from Painkiller.
Yeah,
no,
but I listen.
The Travis Carey, double bass, it's all.
But I listen to.
It's all relative, brother.
Like today, I listened to that's my morning song, no matter what, But I did listen to British Steel today. I listened to Sly and the Family Stone today.
Oh, I love Sly and the Family Stone.
I listened to Prince today. I listened to Pink Floyd today. I listened to a lot of different stuff during the day, as my mood are. But I always start my day off at 7 o'clock with Painkiller every day.
Good Lord. Well, I can't say that I listen to
Painkiller. I think we have some Prince and Pink Floyd on the Sunday All-Star set list happening Sunday. Not to spoil too much, but we're going to mix it all kinds of.
Well, I'll spoil the encore set. We're gonna play that song.
We're gonna play that song.
You told me because we were gonna share a song, so that's why you were nuts enough to tell me. So
yeah. So Ryan already knows our set list because I was like, just in case, here you go.
I'm not telling nobody, man. And I'll tell everybody we're gonna do a couple songs, with the Dangerous Toys guys with Scott and Paul, and then a couple of our favorites, and then half a dozen Zeppelin songs.
I'm in for that, dude. So I'm gonna grab a drink around that time, so I'll be done. I'm gonna have a few drinks on stage during encore.
A few,
just a few. I've already told Beeson and Houston. I go, we're gonna do a shot right before we start. I'm just telling you, and then we're gonna do a shot right at the end.
I'll have to send a tray up there.
Yeah, send a tray, but
a tray, just a bottle.
I did get some wind that because I told I had this pre-op stuff in the day, and I said, they're having this big benefit. I'm going to be at all day. I was like, I'm sure I can't drink or anything. And she's like, well, not alcohol. She goes, you could probably have a few beers. And I was just like, hey man, my eyes lit up because I've been thinking this whole time I'm going to be there for 10 hours, 11 hours.
Well, how many is a few beers to
with
you?
These amazing people, sober.
Wasn't
Come
there?
on, give me a buzz, give me something.
Wasn't there?
That's what I would be asking. I would be saying, how many is a few beers to you?
Wasn't there alcohol in beer?
No, yeah.
There's alcohol in beer,
we're
right?
Talking about liquor.
Liquor. Okay.
Liquor will thin the blood. Doing shots of Crown and all that stuff. Probably not a great idea. Getting cut open the next day. You don't want to keep the blood as thick as possible.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I get that, man. And I quit smoking. I quit doing everything else. That I'm supposed to do for it. But I'm looking forward to having a few drinks and and playing with that lineup. And there's a guy that we haven't mentioned yet, man. I'll just say his name real quick. And we have Mark Ramsey joining us on the keyboards, and he was a part of most of the Sunday Fun Days, man. This guy is a greasy, sounds like an old B3 organ up there. Can just rip. He'll just stare you cold in the face like John Petrucci and just rip on the keyboards. And he plays for American Gypsy. He's just one of those old souls.
Just throw that out there.
You know,
man. I'll tell you, that's one of our favorite bands. Crystal and myself love those guys, and they're such cool.
Oh, Eric,
and they're such
great,
cool,
man.
and they're such cool guys. Every time you see them, they're always just so sugary sweet. Every time I see them. No, they're just the nicest guys.
At a Sunday Fun Day, somebody came up and they're like, "Hey, man, can this dude get up on stage?" So I'm looking over at, I think Matt Bray was on stage with us that time, and I'm looking at Matt going, "Here's fucking, Matt from LC Rocks. It doesn't get any better than this. Like, I'm just going to hand this mic over to anybody." And anyways, I ended up, I said no. Break, and they introduced me to Eric. Said, "Oh, this is Eric from American Gypsy." And it was like, "Just sing something." And the guy just said like 2 words, like saying it, and I was like, "Oh shit, Fogarty." Oh yeah, come on.
I'll tell you, man, they're like
that's all you needed to hear, because everybody wants to jump up, and you never know what it's going to be like. Eric killed it, man, and I was a fan from right then.
I'll tell you what, they're like a mixture of like Leonard Skinner, like old Allman Brothers Band and Black Oak, Arkansas, rolled into one big pile.
I love Black Oak, Arkansas.
You know what I mean? But that's the kind of band they are.
Agreed.
And I had such a killer idea for those guys. I need to tell them. It's like for their new album, you know what I mean? I always come up with these crazy ideas, but they're such a live band. When you see them live, I mean, their records are good too, but what they need to do, honestly, is like when they go to record a new album, they need to record all new material, but record it live in front of an audience.
There you go.
I'm telling you, man, it would rip. It would rip.
Well, I'm excited, dude. I can't wait to see that. I mean, like I said, the amount of musicianship that's going to be on stage that night is just going to be sick, so.
Agreed. Agreed. We haven't done the Sunday lineup in a long time. And I haven't seen Encore play since the last Encore show.
I don't remember the last time I saw Encore.
So
yeah, well,
it's always fun to see him.
It's going to be
the other side. So.
Yeah. Well, speaking for the Encore show, I definitely have some surprises in store.
Uh-oh.
I had to tell Jim. I had to show and tell Jim, just because I go normally, Jim. I told Jim, I go normally. I don't have this conversation with venues, but you're my friend, so I gotta have these conversations so you don't freak out, because I come from the school of it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. But I don't want you to shit your pants or think something's going on. So let me show you what I'm doing. And Jim literally stared at me and goes, "Huh. You sure?"
He's like, "Hey, let's make sure the fire department's on call."
Yeah, he goes
outside the door.
You ever heard of Great White?
Yeah, he goes, "You
Oh,
sure?"
Man, that's messed up.
I know. I'm sorry.
Hey, now don't give away the prestige, baby. But
I'm not.
But yeah. Jim was like, "You sure?" I go, "Do it every weekend," and I never asked for permission.
Hey, Jim was on the podcast, right? And he walked, and I never met Jim until he came to do the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, we hit it off automatically. He came up, the rest of the guys, cool. He walks in and he goes, he wants to promote something at his venue. And he would love for me to hang this in my studio.
What is it?
And this is what this is what he brought me.
All right. It's a,
I don't think I'm going to hang it up, but,
I don't think I want to touch it anymore. You can give that to Julian.
Oh man. Anyways. Yeah, so he thought.
Well, I would say, Jim is an awesome dude. Just putting, allowing us to have the event there, and him and John obviously go way back. I met Jim at another Sunday Fun Day, and just one of these wonderful people that you meet, and we've been in this corner the whole time with the Texas Miss thing. Jim's lucky enough to see. We were there last Saturday and saw 99 Crimes, and man, that's one of those things. Like we're all in the business. Bob, all of us. Hell, every single one of us in different bands.
Yeah.
John and I, it's like once you're in this, it's a small little circle of things. You hear everything. It's like you hear how good somebody is, and then you go see them. And man, I just want to say that I was absolutely blown away by 99 Crimes. Not that anybody wouldn't be, but sometimes you just never know what you're going to get out of somebody's original. This is from their heart. This is what they're feeling. This is what they're trying to say with their thoughts right here. Bam.
Right. And that's
it doesn't always reach everybody the same, but that band is fucking great.
Yeah, and that was my point. Like I was saying earlier about the reason why I had these guys as the headliners, because throughout the day it's all covers and tribute. I want to put a little up there reminder of what it's really all about, and that's creativity and being an artist. And 99 Crimes fits that bill. They're a rock and roll fucking band. And so, I really hope people stay long enough to see 99 Crimes. And if you haven't seen them, you need to see them because it's really good rock. It is straight up rock and roll.
Yeah.
No frills.
And anybody that knows Paul Lydell, we all know that, he's, the master guitar player. Hell, I've taken, more than one lesson from that guy, and I will again. And with Jokerville, Killing Time, and all that stuff, he always steals it. He always plays the part, plays it very well. Good as anybody in town. With 99 Crimes, man, he steps it up a notch, dude. He rips out like it's old school, like it's, straight off the
It's his own stuff. That's why.
Some dirty looks. Well, it always tends to make him step up a notch, and it's exactly that. So if you dig Paul Lydell for his guitar playing, go check out that damn band because I was studying all night.
The entire show is going to be sick. Like I said, by the way, if you we're talking about some of the other artists. I can't. One of the ones that I'm really interested in seeing, I haven't seen yet, is Zoo TV, the U2 tribute band with his our buddy Brian Delury on drums and David Houston as Bono. And so here's the thing that people don't know. I mean, everyone knows David Houston from either playing with Encore and being the Scottish guy or Scottish Thunder. But what people don't really know about David Houston is actually an actor. And he's done roles. And the guy is so gifted when it comes to performing. It's ridiculous. And I've heard nothing but amazing reviews about his Bono.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, he can sing. He can really freaking sing.
Oh, no, he can sing like nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. I've done many gigs with you, with David Houston, and with DeLorean. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, he can sing.
Like
he can sing, and that's why I'm looking forward to doing one more show with Houston with Encore. It's like I go, I'm not gonna let you out of this, dude. I go, we can split the bass playing chores, but you're gonna sing, dude. That's all. You're gonna freaking sing. We couldn't get Cherry. I don't know why, but at least we got the other guys, and so I told David, I was like, man, I can't wait to do one more show and get you up there with the kilt and do the whole thing, and so I'm looking forward to it. The guy is so talented.
Did he do the kilt with Encore?
Yeah, the story behind the kilt is right.
I know the Scottish Thunder thing. They all wear kilts.
You can blame me for, and I'll give you the story. I'll give you the backstory. And now that my Facebook thing is, because he'll argue with me, but I'll tell you exactly.
Well, he was on here.
I'll tell you exactly the story. All right, so it was Encore. It was me and Rob Vela was in the band at the time. I think King Coke was in the band at the time too, and we had backed into this Halloween show, Sherlock's. We were just, I guess, available or whatever, and so I think I came as one of the guys from DMC. Like Rob Vela was Slash or whatever. So we were doing this whole thing. And David Houston had been in the band maybe a couple of weeks, I think, at that point. And he walks in, he's wearing this Scottish soccer garb, or just like a Scottish soccer outfit. Mm-hmm. And I looked at him and I said, "Are you're really Scottish?" He's like, "Yeah." I go, "Do you know a band called Dangerous Toys?" He's like, "Yeah, I know the Dangerous Toys." I go, "There was a show once I saw where Mike Watson was wearing a kilt, the bass player." I go, "You should get a fucking kilt." And he starts laughing. He goes, "I've always wanted one." Da, 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 da. And so for 2 months, he's like, I got it on order. And one day at a gig, he shows up with a fucking kilt.
Wow,
and it's been that way ever since. And then here's the funny part. So this is where the Scottish Thunder thing comes in. So our old sound man at the time, Brian Bush, comes up to me after a set, and he goes, "Would you do me a favor and please tell Scottish Thunder over there to stop singing in a Scottish accent? It's fucking pissing me off." And so as a David Houston is pissing me off, he would write on the board for David Houston, Scottish Thunder. That's where the name came from.
Because all the songs that they do they're a lot of
Well, so
Irish bands.
Dave would get into the part so bad that he would sing in a Scottish accent and talk in a Scottish accent. It was hilarious. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was hilarious. I was encouraging him to do it. But that's the story. That's where it came from. But yeah, he's never been the same since. But my point being was I cannot wait to see his Bono.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to see his Bono. I've heard nothing but great reviews about it. They just did a Fido gig a couple of weeks ago on St. Patrick's Day, and I heard he freaking killed it. And they're also playing at the House of Blues coming up soon.
Right, that's what they were. I guess they're rehearsing every day up until that point. I tried to get him up here tonight to kind of help us promote.
Yeah,
he said I would love to
and
come,
probably much like much like Kiss without makeup. People are probably wondering what David Houston looks like in jeans.
Well, I remember the Dad Jeans era of Encore. And his other nickname, you're gonna love this, was by Cherry. And Cherry gave 2 nicknames to Encore, which stuck to this day. And they weren't complimentary at the time, but we thought they were complimentary. So the nickname Johncore came from Cherry, and that was her way of calling me an asshole. Johncore over here says we should play Baby Got Back, you know.
Johncore.
That wasn't a compliment. It was not a compliment. And then Dave, before the kilt, he would wear like dad jeans. And so Cherry would call him Uncle Dave. Hey, Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave. That's funny. Uncle Dave.
So that one kind of stuck too.
I think he came up here in a kilt when he sat right over here, and he came in. He actually had a kilt on when he came in here.
That's funny because every now and then the Scottish will come out and he'll drink his ass. I'll tell you, we did a show, and I think you were there, Ryan, in Fort Worth, Baker Street, Fort Worth, when he fell off the stage or onto the stage. Coming back.
Well, the Fort Worth one doesn't have the stage, so
right. It's like a little lip. Right. It's like a little lip, and if I recall, it was me, you, and Beverly, Houston, and Cokel, and Ryan. David comes back onto stage. I'm playing bass. He's singing. He runs out the audience. He comes back and he trips over the lip to the stage, falls over, and his kilt goes flying up. And all I hear is Beverly on the microphone going, "Oh my God, it looks like an angry mongoose."
An angry mongoose. Good Lord.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It matters what time of night it is, I guess.
Armadillos in our pants. Yeah.
It looks like a baby holding an apple.
That's Dan Ginichi. Donkey Dan.
Oh Lord, this interview took a left turn, didn't it?
They always do. That's why when people do this, they're all kind of serious in the beginning, and by the end of it, they're all like rolling and making just jokes and just joking around. But by the time they're walking out the door, going, "Hey man, when can I come up here again and do this? This is so much fun." Every time, every single person comes up.
I love these. But yeah, man, I mean, that I'm looking forward to. It's gonna be fun. Zoo TV is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to all of them. The one that I'm really intrigued, is Morning Star.
I've never heard of them.
I've heard of them before, and I've heard really good things about it. I've seen some of their stuff online, and I'm not joking.
Yeah, I've watched some of the stuff online as well.
They're no joke, man. These guys are fucking good.
No, not at all.
They're really fucking good.
Yeah,
and
it's not like some young cats just threw something together and let's help them get started.
These are some seasoned musicians, man. Yeah. These guys can fucking play, and so I'm like, when their band first came up to do the benefit, I think Tammy Miranda sent me something. I said, well, send me a video, because I always say, send me a video if I got to at least see them or whatever. Yeah. And she sent me a link, and I watched it, and I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, hell yeah, let's get these fuckers on. They're really fucking good.
Yeah.
Another person that I will have to thank, as well. Tammy was super sweet, said some wonderful stuff, on Facebook and shared it and got some of the bands together and everybody has words, in your life. We've had words before, and it was just to, I certainly didn't hold on to anything, but just to have her, respond and reach out like that, it was just, it was beautiful and wonderful, and the way everybody did, and the way I've dealt with it all is. And I keep telling everybody because it's always the same old thing. Oh, Holgerson, man, that guy, he's got no filter.
What did I just say?
Exactly what he thinks. And that's true. And, it took a whole lot of time to realize that, you don't always got to say everything. It's cool to be different or whatever, but
I'm gonna name
it
the skull.
it is what it is, and people live life the way they want to, and I'm certainly not going to judge anybody for that. But for
I'll
me
judge 'em.
personally, with the health stuff and all that stuff, it wasn't working. To be sitting around and man, you get these thoughts in your head, and that's the problem. And you get these thoughts, and you got this going on in life, and this going on in health, and then you got this tornado of negativity and everything. And man, it's for the last. I tell John, I tell everybody close to me, and everybody kind of laughs it off. And I just, I sit there and read books on Buddhism and stuff like that all the time,
that.
and it completely changed my outlook from day one on absolutely everything. So
it's funny you should say that. It's funny you should say that.
Doesn't believe me? Come cuss me out and watch. That's if I can't control it, I don't worry about it. If it doesn't have anything to do with me, then I don't worry about it.
And I
If
hear where
it
you're
hasn't
coming
happened,
from.
I don't worry about it.
And I hear where you're coming from, dude. And the thing is, it's like, in my situation, there was a time where I wasn't a very popular person around town for whatever reasons. But
what do you mean? What do you mean there? What do you mean there was a time?
There was a time.
I don't think that time has passed. What are you talking about? He's still not.
But I wasn't a very well liked individual, if you will.
It's still that way. What are you talking about?
It's not
Stop messing with me.
Well, the thing is,
the biggest ball bust in the world.
the thing is,
return down the benefit.
There you go.
Talk about not being liked. There you go.
There you go. Fuck him.
Hey, I still love them, man. I still love them. To set an expectation that somebody is supposed to come do something for you is crazy. Those who, man, thank you so much. Those who didn't, I still freaking love you. You're still awesome. But
thank you.
John and I have both been in the same boat.
Yeah, and in my
before.
case,
we paddle out differently.
Right, and in my case, what I did was, I just took like all that negative energy and I said, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, I guess like Cherry Whitten Menard once said to me, she's like, you really have a chip on your shoulder, and I didn't realize that until, I got out there and all this negative stuff was happening, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take that chip that's there that Cherry pointed out, and I'm going to use it to my advantage. And I'm just going to work harder than everybody else, and I'm just going to go further out than everybody else. And I'm going to show. And I was motivated by the negativity, and what I ended up getting out of it was peace of mind.
Yeah.
Was it's like
there
that old Forrest Gump thing. I just
however
felt like
you
running.
get there, man. However you get to peace of mind.
Yeah, and it was like
for
that.
Anybody.
Right, like it was like that Forrest Gump thing. It's like, I just, ran and ran and ran. And that's, for me, that's what I did is I said, you know what, I'm going to take this band, I'm going to make it bigger than I ever said. I'm going to go on the road, I'm going to take it on the road, I'm going to make it a national band. I've always talked about doing that. This is what I'm going to go do. And I worked and I worked and I worked and it worked. And I found out a lot about people. And this sounds so corny and hokey, but people are the same everywhere you go around the world. And
absolutely, it's a me world.
It is, and all they are concerned about, the majority of people are concerned about, is their day-to-day life, taking care of their family, paying their bills, living their lives, and that's when I went to Japan, that was the part that really messed with my head, is when we went and had dinner in Japan at a neighborhood restaurant, and I'm looking around and it just totally dawned on me, I could be in South Austin at the Golden Corral looking around at that could be my family sitting at the next table over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are just regular fucking people living their lives. Of course,
the 99%.
Yeah, just living their lives, and they're looking at me eating their sushi, going, "Who the fuck is the guy with the long hair and the skull rings?"
Yeah. My thing lately, and how do I know when I say this and people are going to be watching it and people are going to be pissed off, and I'm probably going to lose some friends on Facebook. And I see a lot of people, and Ryan, you could chime in. I see a lot of people just wasting their fucking lives. I just do. And it's like they hit a certain point and they're happy with that point, and they're just, it's either the drive is gone, or they're messing with some stuff. The demons have kind of caught up with them, and you know,
there's
but you know what I mean.
Some of that.
And I saw it, and
I'm sure we could all go around and have a different outlook on it. I would agree with you. I could say you could hop on social media at any time. You could hop on the news or whatever, or go out in the street, and you definitely see that. You know, I would say it all depends on what they define as life. You know,
well, I think
if their life is just getting up and making the ends meet, and if that's what makes them happy and they're good, and what may appear to be a rut or just going nowhere to us is their happy place.
I think
bless them. You know, from me.
I think you kind of took what I said. For me personally, you know, I kind of cut things out of my life that were just negative stuff. Either
exactly, and look where you are.
No, but no, I'm not anywhere. But you know, the thing is, either it be fucking booze. You know, I gave up drinking 2.5, 3 years ago. I mean, I fell off the wagon a couple times. You know, no, it was planned birthday stuff and that kind of shit. You know, once.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's not like we had to go bail you out of jail after a DUI.
No. But what I'm saying is, you know, I kind of focus my energy on something positive, and every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, what episodes I got coming up? What can I make who can I get up here to bring me to the next level? What kind of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not fucking taking no for an answer. I'm taking this shit as far as I can take it.
You're driven.
I'm fucking gonna kick as much ass as I can. And if you don't like it. If you don't like what I say or how I say it, don't fucking listen.
That's now you're talking my language.
But that's just But I do watch what I say on this because I don't want to say certain words because they're not politically correct or But I talk.
We're not judging anybody else on what they do with their mornings in their life. Whatever you want to.
But what I see is I see a lot of talented people just wasting away because. I don't know if they're complacent or just whatever the case is. They don't want to go to that next level or try. You know what I mean? I don't know how to put it. And I know
they don't even know there's a next level. I think sometimes it's the world isn't out there trying to make us better people.
Yeah. And I'm not saying
you out there. Everybody's trying to keep us divided and down, man. And it's all you can't flip on TV without negativity. So I think it's easier now than ever to get stuck and feel that way. Maybe even people don't want to feel that way, and I think it's people like you and me just need to lift them up, man, and say, hey,
but my thing with this is when I put this thing together, everybody, I mean, a lot of people were kind of not say laughing, but they're like, oh, it won't last, and it's gonna suck, and this is bullshit, and I don't know why you're doing it, and the thing is, tonight is episode number 44.
Ooh,
cool. And I'm like booked up to like probably episode 55 right now. And
it gets better every time.
Well, I'm not saying it gets better. It's really weird because I learn a lot about myself.
It gets better.
I learn a lot about myself when I'm on this because if you watch the first couple of them, it's like, I have a tendency to talk over people and I have a tendency to interrupt people. And it's a thing where I still do it, but
it's your show, dude.
and that's the funny thing about it. People go, well, it's. I don't even like it's a podcast. It's not really a show.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying, it's not about interviewing anybody. I mean, I would probably be the worst interviewer on the planet.
With a list of prep questions like it was the freaking Saturday night
So what do you read?
Talk show.
What's your favorite color? Hey.
Right, yeah. But tell me about your first musical experience.
Yeah, dude, that's not my bag.
I heard Stairway to Heaven over the hospital. Great.
But the thing about it is even like everybody asks me like what is your viewership or how many downloads you get or whatever, and I said to me it's not really about that. I check it every once in a while. I don't check it every day to see whatever, but when I do go on there I'm surprised because on iTunes I got people subscribed from Vietnam, I got people subscribed from England, from Canada,
that's awesome, dude.
From all over the United States, of course a lot of them are in Texas,
right.
California. I had one guy subscribe in Egypt.
That's cool.
Ireland. But they're actually downloading just about every episode, which is kind of cool. It might be like one or two people here in this country, one or two people in that country.
Yeah, man.
But it gets out there. It's kind of weird how it gets out there.
That's
and
cool,
but like I said, it's like
It's however it happens, right? It's not how many you reach. I think it's who you reach.
Pretty much.
For capitalism, they want, if you're out here trying to make a buck with it, you got advertisers and you got,
That's the thing.
guarantees at 1,000 downloads and stuff like that. You'll feel differently about it, but you're not in it for that, I think, and that's why it's who you reach, not how many you reach.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm paying to do this. I really am. I'm paying to do this, but it's like it's this is what I want to do. This is my passion right now. And the thing about it is,
you're like a musician.
I was. I still am, sort of, kind of,
You're a hell of a drummer.
Well,
Don't show
exactly.
yourself short. You're a pretty good drummer.
But thank you. But anyways, no, but I just see a lot of people in this town, and they're good friends. I consider family that they could be doing so much more, but it's just like they're like, you know what?
Well,
I'm
that's
happy.
the thing, dude. But like for people like us, and this is how I always put it out there to people. I say, we're
We're all
wired.
three very driven.
And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else.
Well,
That's
no,
not what
it's
I'm
just-
coming
it's
across
not- it's
saying.
just-
No. Just wired up differently.
We're wired differently.
Right,
It's
John?
like
Yeah.
exactly. It's like like I was saying earlier. This world has certain types of people, and some people are just fine and dandy working in a cube, and that's all they
Yeah.
want to do, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing to judge a person about, but that's what their life is. For me personally, I've always wanted more. I've wanted to do other things, and my drive is what you kept me going. Is like, hey, I really love this thing, this music thing, and I may not be, as talented as Paul Cano or Ryan Holgerson or David Beeson or David Houston, but the thing is, I have a certain amount of drive, and I still have a certain amount of creativity.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's for me. I've never considered myself a musician. Fuck you, Ryan.
Hey, no.
I was going to cut him off before he says anything.
Hey,
No,
no.
I love you, man.
I love you
got
too,
nothing
brother.
negative.
But I never. But this is true. I've never considered myself a musician. Frank Sinatra was not a musician. He was a performer.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always saw myself as like, well, you know what? Buddy Rich is a musician.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Sinatra
Yeah.
is a performer. And that's how I see myself. And that's always put myself in that situation or in that looking at myself that way. But it's about what's in your heart and what you see yourself doing. And like to quote Jace McMaster, are you a lifer?
Yeah.
This is who you are. This isn't something that you do because you're going through a midlife crisis
Right.
or you're trying to do something. This is who you are, and this is what you're made for, how you were created. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with what the other people decide to do.
Yeah.
And remember, Ryan, I can't remember where we were. And Ryan is like me. He's very liberal in his politics. Me and Ryan probably agree on about 90% of
Yeah.
politics.
Right.
But we were somewhere. I
I
don't
don't
know
worry
if,
about any of it anymore.
yeah,
swear
I
to
don't
God.
either.
but
Look
but
on
do you
my
remember?
Facebook, everybody. I don't do any of that shit anymore.
You're getting enough bombardment.
Do
that's
you
why.
remember this, Ryan? We remember this. I quoted. Actually, I stole this line from Michael Jordan. But we were somewhere, and there was this guy had this very conservative outlook on stuff, and I was biting my tongue, and I wouldn't say anything. And Ryan's like, "Why don't you just basically like, I don't agree with this." And I said, "You know what, dude? Republicans hire cover bands too. Do you remember that, Ryan?" I said,
Republicans
Republicans.
hire cover bands too. That's a T-shirt right there.
Wait, now, did I shut the fuck up? I think that's the follow-up question.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, dude."
It's really funny.
I know.
I
I have never said it on stage, man. So,
Yeah,
there you go.
I got one little story, and I'll leave my stuff alone. But there's a benefit coming up for Bling Johnson in another couple weeks, and I am doing that one. And I was talking to Robert Wagner on the phone today. We were planning it and everything. I was kind of calling him from lunch from my job, and it just kind of hit me in a weird way because I was talking to him and said, "Hey man, if you want to come up and do an episode, promoting, I said John's coming up tonight with Ryan. They're going to promote their benefit, get it out there, I said, I don't have any problem doing it. And he's actually talking to Xavier from Buck Cherry coming up with him,
Yeah.
And I was just like, man,
Yeah.
I said, you know what? We all know Xavier from, he's been here forever, but I mean, and I'm like going, wow, that's something really cool. I'm actually going to get someone with, not saying they don't, you know what I mean? Someone on a next level kind of a thing to actually come up and do this. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've reached the pinnacle of local Austin musicians. You're about to get somebody from outside of town who's actually, in the scene, not ours.
And plus,
and that's great for you.
And plus, I get to have Robert back up here. Because I'll tell you, when Robert came up here, it's like, man, we just had
that guy's cooler than the other side of the pillow, man.
But it's not even that. He came up here. We had the coolest like 2.5 hour conversation just about everything.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I
And he was
love
he was such a cool guy. And he told me, he goes, man, I love what you're doing. It's so new and so fresh. It's cool, and whatever I can do to help you out.
You gotta say it raspy, man. You gotta say it raspy, man.
I can't do it.
Man,
and you gotta say, hey, brother.
I think it's so
Hey,
good.
brother.
I think it's so good, brother. Man, I got nothing but love for you, Cat. You're gonna kill it.
I love Robert Wagner.
Kill
Dude.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, but it was just kind of cool, like to be able to, where the little thing that I started, even though I'm like, what, even now to say, man, I'm 45 episodes in. It just seems like I just started doing it yesterday.
It's
45 episodes, not even really that much.
It's funny how it happens, man. I mean, it's like, Ryan, will, back me up on this one. All of a sudden you just look around and you go, wow, how much I did all this.
Yeah.
And when you're in the moment, you don't necessarily think about it because you're in the moment working on stuff. And then all of a sudden it's like I said, it's like shutting down Encore. It's like I looked around and said, what's next? I did what everyone thought I could never do, and maybe it was me that I always go on that whole John Lennon thing. It's like, did you write the song about this person? No, actually I started to, but at the end it turned out to be about me.
Yeah.
And that's why I look at it with Encore. It's like, I started out there, when I took the band out on the road doing the road stuff, I was like, is it me getting back at all the naysayers, or was it me proving to myself that I can do this?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the case. And where it's like one day I woke up in the recent past and said, I'm good. I'm not angry. I'm not angry Johnny anymore. I don't have anything to prove. I've proved it to myself. I
remember that day.
Yeah, I've proved it to everybody. I don't need to go out there, like Cherry once said, with a chip on my shoulder anymore, because that chip was long gone. And it's a very odd thing. And, Ryan, this from experience, being a touring musician, and you go out there.
That same shit, man. I feel you. I think, more than anybody. But yes.
Yeah. And it's like, we were talking about Japan. I remember, standing on a corner in Japan, getting ready to cross the street to go get lunch. And I have my backpack on, and I'm looking around, and I'm by myself. And it just hit me. It just hit me. Holy shit.
I'm in Japan.
I did this. I totally did this.
Yeah.
And I remember, a venue here in Austin downtown saying, "You'll never play my stage again."
Ooh.
Heard that one.
Well, good. I don't want to.
They never bounced a check to you, have they?
Oh, you know which venue I'm talking about.
No, I don't speak ill of anybody. I was just asking you a question.
Yeah. Well,
Venues that bounce checks on bands. That's real nice.
I'm not going to say the name of the club, but it's named after a tree and a block.
Oh man,
it rhymes with weeder beat.
Hey, remember playing there, John? Remember playing there when Ron White was out there in the crowd when we got done? I mean,
I heard about that.
Everybody's probably seen the videos.
I was just I got the video on my Facebook. You know what? I was just talking.
I think Sandra shared it on her.
Wasn't he smoking a fat blunt or something? Someone told me he was smoking a blunt.
Here's what happened. Let's do the Ron White story.
Not that night.
No, but here's the Ron White story. Ryan, you remember we just finished the show earlier that night. They told me, sure, I'll take one of those.
I got water, beer. What do you want?
Beer. Yeah, fuck it.
Coors Light.
Perfect.
Well, I met him inside. I had no idea.
Well, what
I should have
happened
known because you're freaking John Montez that you would go. No, you would have us on stage and we'd be doing more songs.
Well, see, what happened was earlier that night, one of the managers said that possible. It's possible. No guarantee that Ron White might stop by. I've heard this so many times in my career. Someone might stop by. Whatever. Usually when they say that, it's like,
oh sure,
you just wasted 10 seconds of my life, because that's
usually
not going to
comes from the same guy that's got the record contract.
Yeah. Usually, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll get you.
Sign here.
Sign here. All right. Whatever. So we do the show. We just finished, and if I recall, Ryan, we're wrapping cables. And the same manager walks up to me and goes, Ron White is here. You need to go back on stage. And I go, dude, it's 1:45. He goes, I'll pay for the fucking ticket. Go back on stage. All right, I turned to everybody. I said, we're doing a couple more songs. And Ryan's like, fuck no, man. I was like, no. Ron White is here. And Ron White's here? Shit, dude. That's all.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I walked off the stage right there and walked right into the bar just because I wanted to shake that man's hand because, I'd never go fanboy on anybody except for like Steve Vai or Joe Satriani. I'll wait outside their goddamn bus for 4 hours, man. But, I just wanted to go up and shake a hand and just go, man, you know what? I'm a fan of yours. And I did. I was up there at the bar and he had this little, man purse on there. And, I walked up and he's a tall guy, man.
He's a big dude.
I am not
He's
a tall
a big
guy.
dude.
So to tap that guy on the shoulder, I said, excuse me, Mr. White, I just wanted to shake your hand. Said, I'm a big fan of yours. And, I know you're busy. I said, I was up there playing guitar and I just heard you were here and I just want to shake your hand.
What's
and he goes,
funny.
well, you were playing guitar? And
I'll
I
tell
said,
you
yes,
what,
sir.
though.
And he goes, well, then I'm a big fan of yours. And
I'll tell you
I
what,
remember
though.
that
that
If
was my
you
Ron Mike moment. There you go.
The coolest thing, what he did that night was when you remember he came up on stage and his wife sang with Kelly. That we did Shook Me All Night
his wife
Long.
was the whole reason he was in town because
Right.
she's a vocalist and she's
Right.
amazing.
And so she came up and sang Shook Me All Night Long with Kelly. And I brought him up
Yep.
there because they're like, does he want to do something? And he's shit fucking hammered. And so,
Oh yeah.
by the way,
Holding
it's
cigar
not a
and
gimmick.
and
Oh,
and
yeah,
glass
yeah,
of
yeah.
It's
scotch.
it's real. It's
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got that, was it scotch he drinks?
Yeah, it's not a gimmick. He is really like that.
Yeah.
And so we're doing the
Oh, yeah.
song, and he started off, like in the audience, fucking rocking out. And so I brought him on stage. He's up there rocking, banging his head, jamming around on stage. And as soon as we're done, now this is not on film, but this actually happened. Ryan backed me up. He gets on the mic and goes, I'm buying everybody in here a motherfucking shot.
Exactly.
And I was
and we got our
laughing.
shot.
And I'm not joking. We walk into the bar, and the bar on Cedar Street, all the way down, is full of shots.
Wow.
Full of shots.
But they had stopped letting people come in because we had actually gone past 2 a.m. So it's like everybody that was in there, the place is packed. All you see is cell phones up because, it's 2013 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you're in that moment. And very rarely, it's like John was talking about being in Japan. Same thing with me being in Abbey Road Studio. Sometimes you're just there, and it's not till afterwards you're like, holy shit, look what I did. But that was one of those moments. Phil looked out, and then you're playing the solo, and Mr. White, draping his arms over you, playing air guitar where you're playing a solo, and you're like, this is really fucking happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And, yeah, I mean, and
It's great. Thank you.
no, you don't need to thank me because a celebrity walked in a bar. But,
Well, thanks for the gig.
yeah, no shit.
That's what I say.
Well, the thing was, it's like, we hung out and drank with Ron White. Later that night, we hung out with the fucking police chief. Ryan wasn't too thrilled about that, but
I'll
Oh,
tell you
no.
what, though, if you ever want to see a nice tour bus, go on Ron White's tour bus.
oh yeah, I've
I
heard
forgot about
heard
that.
stories.
He's
I've
got
heard
no.
stories.
He had a custom built, bus made. He doesn't rent it. He had it built for him, and it's like freaking gorgeous. His bus.
Well, like I said, I mean, did that, met Shaquille O'Neal. We were playing at El Dorado.
Was his dick on top of your head?
Dude,
when
he was
started?
so fucking big. I mean, he's the biggest human being I've ever seen in my life, the Shaq, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it was quite frightening. I mean, I'm not
It was
joking.
quite frightening.
I'm not joking. It was quite frightening, dude. And I wish David Houston was here to tell this story, but
Hey, little man.
we're on stage. We're on stage, and we're in Shreveport, El Dorado. You maybe played that place with me, Ryan. We're in Shreveport and El Dorado.
Oh, no, absolutely.
And all of a
Where I met
sudden,
Kelly.
all this security comes into this VIP section, and I'm like trying to figure out what's going on. I'm on stage, we're working, and then all of a sudden, I see this huge man walking with security going to the VIP
It
section.
was an eclipse.
Yeah, it was. I mean, literally was. He blocked out the white light, dude. I mean, he's walking by. It's this huge dude, and so I make a joke because I still can't see who he is. It's kind of dark.
Not with those lights.
Yeah, you
There's
can't
no
really see.
chance.
You can just see the outline of this humongous
It
person.
looked like Bigfoot.
Right. It looked like, and I made a joke. I said, "Hey, everybody, LeBron James in the house. What's up, Bron?" And all of a sudden, one of the security guys comes up to me. He goes, "Don't say that. Do not say LeBron James. Da 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 da. Do not say that." I'm like, I was just fucking joking, dude. Who the fuck is this guy? And I look, and it's Shaq. and
that a big man.
That a big dude. And I looked at David Houston, and I go, "Is that?" He goes, David Houston goes, "That's Shaquille motherfucking O'Neal." and now I can't say nothing because I done fucked it up calling him LeBron James.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So you get to beat him or not?
That's how I would have followed that, you know. Hey, a king is a king, you know.
Well, let me tell you, that is a big dude. That is
a big dude.
That is a big dude. It's the biggest human being I've ever seen in my life was Shaquille O'Neal, dude.
Unreal.
Yeah. Dominant center in all of basketball. Period.
Oh, we can talk about the Lakers another time there, Ryan. I mean, I love Ryan to death, but his sports team selection.
When he was with Miami, I'd say the same thing, man. The most dominant center
I'm a big Shaq fan. I really am, though.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was great, dude.
He played hard. He tries hard. You don't like Kobe.
Yeah, take me and Kobe. Yeah, we're just joking with you.
Yeah. I'm trying to make my one eye, kind of look off, to the. No, that's all good. I love Shaq.
Well, yeah, we did that, and actually, almost the exact same thing happened at Cedar Street, but with Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, I met him a few times.
Yeah, he was hanging out. So we were playing at Cedar Street, and he was hanging out on the upper deck or whatever. And I turned around, and I just saw him, and I didn't realize it was Stone Cold, and I made a joke. Hey, it's Stone Cold. How's it going, brother? Whatever. And he just smiled and just tipped his beer like that. And he's walking, and we're taking a break, and he's walking down the stairs. And I go, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, just fucking with you about being Stone Cold." He goes, "Nah, man, it's okay." And I'm looking at him like,
"That's him.
That's fucking Stone Cold, dude."
I was back. I had when Ozfest used to be around, and they used to play down in San Antonio. I got I had an ex girlfriend that knew the sound guy. They used to do the Ozfest every year, the main stage, and he got us every year. He would come in, when I was with her, he would get us, just backstage. It wasn't really backstage because everybody would stay in their tour buses during the day. So you just wander around backstage, and whoever was there was there. And I guess we call Austin's is real good friends with Zach Wilde.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I totally believe that.
Yeah. So he rolled up in a yellow, real nice yellow Corvette because he's from San Antonio. He used to live in San Antonio.
Right.
And we got to meet him then. Big dude.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question.
Dude.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Wasn't me. I wasn't there.
So
that
here's
night.
the deal. Here's the deal. I'm just gonna throw this out there, and I've maybe said this to you before, Ryan, but I need you, Ryan and Bobby, answer me this question. I'm just curious. Okay, so I've gotten high with Dave Mustaine. I have done shots with Ron White. I have met Shaquille O'Neal and called him LeBron James. I have called out Stone Cold Steve Austin and beer tapped. I've hung out with Billy Gibbons. I called out what's his name, Pitbull. I met Neo and didn't know who he was, and why do I still act like a 12-year-old around Jason McMaster? I'm just saying. I'm just kind of curious, dude.
Because that's the one that means more than the rest of those. It's a first love type of thing. But with music, so it's not
I'd tell you, I would love to get him up here. And actually, Dave Beeson was talking to him about doing it.
He'd do it. He would do it.
He'll do it.
Yeah. But what was it? Who I do got coming up here, and I can't wait, is Bruce. Brucifer's coming up.
Let me tell you something.
I don't know when he's coming up because he's going to come up. I think Metal Dave's going to do a part 2, and Dave Bruce is going to come up with him.
Let me fair warn you. Hey, if you haven't spent a lot of time with Bruce,
tell your Brucifer story.
I'm about to.
Bruce is. I love Bruce, man. Bruce is so fucking cool.
And I'm gonna let you guys run.
I got a couple.
Yeah, we got to get going too. Anyway.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. But let me tell you this. First of all, Bruce Rivers is the funniest motherfucker on the planet.
That's why I want him up here.
But. There's a couple of stories. Think of which one, the Jesse's Girl one or the cover band when he sat in playing cover band. All right, so we didn't have a drummer for this one gig, and it was the day of the show, and Beeson's like, well, I guess we should call Bruce to see what he's doing. I know he used to play in a cover band, and so I was like, hey man, you know this song? Yeah, I know the one. I can play that. Cool. Now, you know what Broken Teeth sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you imagine Jesse's Girl to the beat of every Broken Teeth song? I look back and every beat's like, doom, ta, doom, ta, doom, ta, just like Broken Teeth. And I'm sitting there, I couldn't even get mad. It was so fucking awesome and hilarious, dude.
Bruce is a great drummer, though, man. Because it was funny, I've known like Beeson forever and whatever, and he always used to bust my balls. I never saw Broken Teeth. Never saw
Really?
him up until when they played Hanover's about maybe a month and a half ago or something. He'd always invite me to goes, dude, he goes, come down. I'll put you on the guest list. I'll give you a free T-shirt. Just come down and see us. Just come down. So it was Crystal's birthday party, and we had it there that night when Broken Teeth played.
Right.
Over Hanover's. So I was like blown the fuck away. I was just like, it's just the way that they sounded in that room was they were so tight. The sound sounded so good. And I walked outside and Bruce was standing there and goes, so what you think, man? How was it? I'm like, dude. And I said, dude, I don't want to sit here and kiss your ass, but man, I just thought you guys are fucking fantastic. That you guys were fucking, this is what this town needs, And it's like they've been around for what, 17, 18 years?
20 years.
Has it been that long?
20 years.
Wow, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I saw him, I got to see him again last weekend over at Texas Mist. Great fucking band,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't. And I'll tell you, oh, I'm sorry. What happened?
No. Finish up. I apologize.
Okay. I was talking to, man, who the hell was on last one? Oh, Jesus. I was talking to Frank Kriege over at the Butterfly Fest thing on Sunday on the podcast.
Sunday.
Yeah. And we were talking about, the show and everything. And I tell you what, I said, man, I guess Jason wrote the lyrics for the songs. I guess does he write all the lyrics for all of them?
He pretty much writes all the songs.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, he writes the majority of the lyrics. Yeah.
I don't know what song it is that they do, but it's got the most classic fucking rock and roll line in it.
What is it? I'll probably tell you what it is.
It's like it kind of goes. I want to love you to death. I want to crystal your meth.
Yeah, that's.
I fucking love that line.
Yeah, god damn it! I know this song.
That's like the best line in rock and roll.
Stick it in. I think it's the name of that song.
I want to crystal your meth.
Yeah, I was gonna say shoot you up, but it is stick it in.
It's stick it in.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to crystal your meth.
That's the best.
My favorite one is off of Blood on the Radio. And it's something simple where he goes, sing along with Joey Ramone. Yes. I do that every day.
Hey, so they got another record coming out here in a couple weeks.
I love Undertaker coming for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're just a fucking killer band. They really are.
They're amazing, dude. I mean, even if one of my best friends wasn't in that band, I'd still be one of the biggest fans.
I just think it's a great band.
I will tell you his quick Beeson story. When he first got the gig with Broken Teeth, he said that they called him up, a couple of phone calls, and one was Jason calls him up and goes, I think David said he was sitting at home watching TV. Phone rings, it's Jason. He goes, hey man, if I jump off a bridge, will you jump with me? And Dave's like, sure, why not? Okay, I'll call you back. Click. What? Phone rings again. It's fucking Jared. He's like, hey man, if you had to go on tour, how long would it take you to be ready? This is the best one. David goes, 3 hours. 3 hours? Yeah, I just need to color my hair, do a load of laundry. I'm ready to go.
It was funny. You know what's so funny about that story? We called them. It was, I think, me, Brett McCormick, Bill Ferguson, and myself. It was like Christmas time. So we called him up on this line. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? He goes, I'm folding underwear. He was folding his son's underwear. That's what he was doing.
That's David.
He goes, real rock and roll, huh? I'm like, I guess, say someone's got to do your laundry, right? So,
That's why I don't have underwear.
Hey, so before we let Ryan Holgerson go, let's pump this benefit one more time because we're around 2 hours right now. Sunday.
No, ticket buys a whole
Sunday's fun day.
Sunday fun day.
You'll only need the edge. So Sunday, Texas Mist. I don't know what the address is off the top of my head. 10 bands. We start at noon and we go till at least 9:30, 10 o'clock. There will be barbecue there by Greg Martinez and music all day, different genres. It'll be great. Come on by. No cover, but donations are encouraged at the door. We also have the GoFundMe online. If you need to find that, you can go either to my Facebook page or either Sandra Holgerson or Ryan Holgerson, and I believe it's on the invite.
Or the event.
And
It's on the event.
It's on the event as well, and they can go on there, click on there.
All ages.
All ages. Bring the kids. Just make sure.
Happy hour prices till 7:00.
That's right.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And like I said, like Ryan just said, all ages. So bring the kids and just make sure you have earmuffs during the encore set. Because
there's killer rock and roll memorabilia, personal autograph. Shit you just can't go buy down at Spencer's in the mall. For me, that's always my favorite stuff. And I'm not just saying that 'cause I want somebody to throw a bunch of money at it so, I can feed these doctors in their Mercedes. I'm just saying it because that's what I have hanging on my walls.
Here's the thing, dude.
Shit,
Let's get down to real brass tactics and talk real fucking business.
Let's just play with my skull all damn night.
Dude, every time I come up here, all I do is fuck with this skull, right?
That's a vodka bottle, I think.
I don't care, dude. I love it. I think it's the
best?
coolest fucking thing ever, dude. I don't know. It's this Crystal Head vodka.
Yeah.
Dude, I want one. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know where I got that from. It speaks to me. It fucking speaks to me, dude. I'm just saying. I mean, let's get down. It's like me quote Johnny Depp from fucking Fear and Loathing, dude. Let's get to real business. How much you want for the monkey?
I ain't selling it.
Oh, damn.
I ain't selling it. No, hey, no.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that, Ryan? Did you catch that?
You know what my plan is for that?
Oh shit.
My plan for that is I'm going to LA in July for a week. No, I'm serious. So I take all my spare quarters and I put them in there, and so when I get ready to go to LA, I'm gonna empty it out, and this will be part of my gas money.
Ryan caught that joke, right? You got that joke, Ryan?
With the Fair and Lovely in Las Vegas.
About the monkey.
Great.
Let's get the measures. How much for the monkey?
That was a crazy ass movie. Shit.
I love that movie. Real quick,
No,
Ryan, you're gonna love this story. I can tell you a story of a story. Johnny Depp, before he started filming that movie, he's one of those method actors, so he has to meet the guy he's playing. Right. So he calls Hunter Thompson up. He says he wants to meet him, so he can get to him. So Hunter goes, "Yeah, I'll be at this club at a certain time, 1:00 a.m. Be there on time." So Johnny Depp gets there, and he's Johnny Depp, so he gets in the back and he's sitting in the back in the shadows, away from all the fucking people. And 1:00 comes around, nothing. 2:00 comes around, nothing. 3:00 comes around. All of a sudden, the front doors fly open, and all these sparks are flying. and it's Hunter S. Thompson with a fucking cattle prod going, "Get back, you bastards! Get back!"
I'll tell you, you can go online. Wow. You can go online, and he has, I guess, a diary of from the point he would wake up to the point he went to bed, the drugs that he would do.
Oh yeah.
I think it was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he read the list of stuff that he would do. And it was
it's like reading Motley Crue's The Dirt.
No, this is way worse, way worse than the Motley Crue. I mean, way worse. I was like going, how could anybody live doing this much stuff? I mean, because there's uppers, downers, cocaines, quaaludes, fucking, weed.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it was like an overdose waiting to happen every 5 minutes. I mean, it was like there's so much cocaine involved.
And he called
in
that a Tuesday.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Totally hit a spot for me with Hunter Thompson, dude. I fucking love that dude. That's like my shit right there. That's my kind of. You need to see Where the Buffalo Roam. I don't know if have you seen that movie.
No.
Okay, Bill Murray plays.
Oh yeah,
Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
He drops acid into this Republican's drink. He's like on tour with the presidents. And he's hanging out with the press corps. And so he's right next to this really uptight guy. And he's like bitching about him having a headache. So he goes, "You have anything you take for a headache?" He goes, "Yeah, sure. Have these little red pills." he goes, "How many do you take?" "Oh, me personally, I take 3 or 4.
Good God almighty. Shit, I'm no good with that stuff.
All right, so we're off the rails.
This weekend, if speaking of Johnny Depp, it's like, is that guy really a very good guitar player? And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like,
amazing.
You need to read up on what Joe Perry or Stephen Tyler or Alice Cooper says about.
Well, he was in band with those guys now.
He was originally when he moved to LA.
Yeah, but
he was a musician.
Even before that, in LA, Rock City Angels was signed to Geffen Records at the same time GNR got signed. And so as a matter of who they're going to put their money behind, well, we know how the story goes. They put their money behind GNR. And at the same time, Johnny got the opportunity to go to 21 Jump Street and pursue his career of acting. my old guitar teacher in North Carolina, a guy by the name of Mike Barnes, who taught Warren Haynes and a lot of other very just unbelievable people, actually took his place in Rock City Angels. So that was like one of those things that people don't even realize, the kind of talent that, that Depp has, it's like beyond, the acting. His guitar skills, man, are top freaking notch. That guy's as greasy as they come, man.
Well, what's funny was,
I'm a fan of musicians and of greatness. So I'm always, that sounds like I'm sitting here, just, puffing away on somebody's schlong, but it's just, it's just my love and admiration
puffing
puffing
away.
Yeah, for what they put into their craft, their desire. Puffing on schlongs, man. It's a Buddhist term, man. I promise.
Puffing on schlongs.
Puffing on schlongs.
That's gonna be my Facebook status. Puffing on schlongs.
It sounds like a children's book. Puffing on schlongs.
Oh man,
it's a Buddhist term.
Beautiful.
Oh guys, I appreciate it, man.
Hey man, no problem. This episode is all for you. So
yes,
we're glad that you could phone. I'm just glad you could phone in. So I mean, it was kind of crazy today. We kind of had to.
Thank you. And I saw you Sunday. I wanted to come sit in Sunday, but unless you're listening, you guys got phones on and they got Mike. I wasn't sure who it was. I mean, I saw Dan. I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, dude, it doesn't matter.
Big announcement about their band. So I don't want to sit there and just jump in.
Oh, you're more than welcome to.
I certainly didn't mean to come off, like, that guy's being pompous. He's just going to show up here and be seen for his benefit. And I know you better than that, but.
Dude,
Robert,
I'll tell you, hey,
Robert Wagner and Sean Austin and I, we got up there and did a little set, and then we both had another gig. So
right.
Hey, Bob, what's up?
I heard.
And then, I'll see you with it. So, yeah, man.
Well,
it was great to see you, though.
I'll tell you, man, there's one rule on this podcast. There is no rules. I mean, that's the way that I roll with this thing.
I like that.
I'm serious.
I like it.
One of the reasons we love you.
Yep,
well,
yep.
now that I'm off my Facebook and so my family's not watching, I can tell everybody I'm moving to Louisiana. So I will be watching you and downloading you from Louisiana.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we could do because I'm actually
not
gonna
so far that I can't come visit. So
it's 4 hours away if you're hauling ass.
Well, the next thing on this, I'm gonna start doing split screen Skype. I'm gonna start doing split screen Skype.
Yeah, dude. I mean, once I mean, because here's the deal. I mean, like I said, now that I'm off there, I can talk.
Yeah. I'm still on the air, but not really on the air.
Well, yeah, but my family's not watching this. They're watching that.
Unless they're on the YouTube.
They're not. They're not that. They're not that. But I mean, when I moved, when I like I said, dude, I'm very good with my choice, my decision. I'm very.
Oh yeah.
I sleep very well knowing that I'm shutting it down. Before I would be freaking out, absolutely freaking out. I'm very good about it. But moving to Louisiana, I'm excited to move into a new town and start basically
brand new opportunity, man.
Oh yeah, and the weird thing is, my band was very popular there, and so I basically said, hey, I'm considering moving to this town, and everybody was like, you need a job, you need a place to live, do this. And you know me, like I said, I love free shit.
And all the chicks are gonna come out of the woodwork.
Oh my God. Dude, you need to spend some time in Louisiana.
Hey,
them Creole women, they got.
They're crazy as hell, and I love them.
Yeah.
You gonna throw the voodoo on you or what?
They're gonna put a root on your ass.
Put a root on your ass.
That's a whole nother level of
You know what I'm talking about?
The Red Fox.
Yeah, she gonna put a root on your ass.
I love Red Fox.
Yeah.
What's a root? Put a root on your ass. A what? A who?
What the fuck is a root?
Awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm excited
Guys, I look
about
forward
it.
to seeing everybody, man, on Sunday, man. It's going to be great. John tells me to come in, load up, and then go home and rest.
Yep.
I ain't doing it, man. I'm going to be down several months. I'll be resting. I'm going to be there all day. I want to see all these bands. I want to see Morningstar. I want to see Firewomen, man. I want to see.
I can't wait to see Jennifer's band.
Ladies online, and I've been watching their stuff. I'm that guy. I'm almost like a creep.
We forgot to totally mention Firewomen.
You know what?
I do it from a place of love and respect, musically. But I watch so many people. Nobody has any idea how much of their stuff. It's like I'll meet somebody and they'll be like, "Oh, this is Ryan Holgerson or whatever," and I'm like, "Yeah, I've already watched."
I'll tell you what, I had.
YouTube things, so it's been a treat for me just to watch everybody their talent, and I'm looking forward to being there and sharing the moment with them because it's all none of us are promised Monday. It's all about. It's all about the moment. It's all today. Every day you can fill the cup and make it what you want. And, that's how I live. And I appreciate and love everybody that's taking any time to have anything to do with this, man.
Well,
It's just,
Ryan,
it warms my heart.
like I said, before because the next couple of days are gonna be kind of weird. I do need to get with you, by the way, in a sidebar about the.
Oh,
Is he gone?
sounds like it.
Are you there?
I think he hung up.
I think we lost.
Don't worry
him.
about it.
All
It's
right,
all
well,
good.
I'll call tomorrow because I got to talk about the backline gear because I got to figure out who's paying for what. But yeah, dude, I Fire Women.
Yeah.
I cannot
I
wait
had
to
him up
see.
here.
Jennifer is awesome. I can't wait to see her band. I was talking with her Saturday night about everything, and I'm so excited about seeing her. And I was like, you better be doing this fucking song, because I'm a big Cult fan. I love the Cult.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't wait to see that. And I mean, the whole show is just gonna be fucking awesome. So I hope people make it out and spend some time and come see the band that you want to see. And if you want to spend some extra time, spend some extra time.
Bring your money.
Bring your money. Bring your money. It's for a great cause, and I appreciate everything. And again, it'll give. I can't think of a better environment to say goodbye to Encore than amongst family. Amongst family,
Yeah, really.
So it's the end of an era for me, and at the same time, it's able to do something very special for someone that really needs some help. And I love Ryan Holgerson to death. He's an awesome human being, and me and that dude have been all over the country together, and we've seen some shit. And I forgot to tell him the story about the UFOs in Florida.
UFOs in Florida.
We'll save that. No. Do you text him and say, John said something about UFOs in Florida, and you just watch him go, oh shit. We got kicked off a base. It's a long story.
Yeah.
It includes the Air Force, UFOs, and Florida. That's all you need to say.
Okay. And with that, I think we're going to take off.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, Bobby.
No problem. Hey, so this Sunday, Texas Mist. It starts at noon.
Right after church.
Get there early, get some barbecue, bring your money. We'll take the kind of jingle, but we want the kind of folds. That's what we're saying.
Hey, man, I'll take the kind that sits off a freaking metal detector if you want.
We'll take any kind of money.
Gold, silver.
All right. Everybody, take care of yourself. We'll see you on Sunday. God bless and much love, and always do the right thing. We're out. Peace.